Thank you very much. Thank you. Keep an eye on that box up there. It's going to be very important at the end of the show. I have in the wings two clear Perspex boxes. One of them is covered in a blue cloth, the other one is covered in a green cloth. One of those boxes, not necessarily the blue one, contains a fan of £50 notes. There are 10 of them, held together by a clip, so that box under the cloth would look like this. Bing! And that totals £500 in that box. The other box, by no means the green one, is crammed full of £50 notes, totaling £5,000. It looks like this. Bing! That's the other box. That's me making that noise. In a minute, I'll ask for one of the boxes to be brought out and placed on stage. I'm going to ask one of you to guess which box you think it is, the £500 box or the £5,000 box. If you get it right, you can have the money. It does have to be a man, sorry. Oh, we wanted to have a go as well. So if you that's how you talk. So if you catch this and you know you are a lady, just pass it to the nearest man. Let me try and get it up upstairs there. Somebody catch? There you go. Somebody stand up for me. Stand up, please. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Your name, sir? Dan. Thank you, Dan. Good. Now, Dan, I stand to lose potentially £5,000 to you tonight, so I reserve the right just to ask you a few questions before I decide which box to bring out. So, Dan, please listen carefully and, above all, answer honestly. Dan, question number one. Imagine, if you will, you are in an ice cream parlor, and the waiter comes up to you. He says, "Hey, Dan," because you've been there before, and he recognizes you. He says, "Hey, Dan, today we only have the two flavors of ice cream, chocolate and tutti frutti. Which do you like, chocolate or tutti frutti?" Those are your only two choices, Dan, chocolate or tutti frutti. If you don't know what tutti frutti means, it means literally all the fruits. Tutti frutti. What would you like, Dan, chocolate or tutti frutti?
Tutti frutti.
Thank you. Tutti frutti. Thank you very much. Question number two. Imagine, if you will, you are at home. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. You're on the internet. Are you A, bidding for an item on eBay? Are you B, ordering a book on Amazon.co.uk? Or are you C, none of the above? A, B, or C, Dan?
C.
C, bless you for your honesty, thank you. C. Thank you, Dan. C, none of the above. Question number three. Imagine, if you will, you are in home base. Yes. Are you going to buy a blue washing up brush, and a brown washing up brush? Or a brown fuck it, name a country, any country in the world, Dan, go on. Any country in the world?
Australia.
Australia, interesting, thank you. Okay, so, what's that? That is tutti frutti ice cream. None of the above. It's wanking, obviously. Australia. I think tonight, for Dan, it's going to be the green box, please, Stephen. The green box. Thank you very much. Just there. Thank you. Now, Dan, there are already two reasons why I might expect you to go for 5,000 instead of 500. I'm just going to tell you what they are, so you can make a free and informed decision. First reason is this. I put a lot of attention on you in front of 10, 12,000 people, maybe. I'm not sure the exact capacity of the theatre, but I know every fibre in your body, Dan, will want to do anything other than appear boring. And that is a very natural human response in front of this number of people. Anything other than appear boring. And that somehow you might think that to say 500, that might sound a bit boring, so maybe I should say 5,000 so I don't appear boring. That's the first reason, so as not to appear boring. And the other reason I might expect you to go for 5,000 is that I know the more I tell you this kind of thing, the more sort of confused you become, the more you think about it, the more likely you are just to go, I don't know, it's only 50-50, I might as well go for 5,000, it's only 50-50, which would be good logic. Dan, if this was random. But it isn't really random because I think about it. The answers that you gave, the way you conducted yourself when you gave me those answers, told me everything I needed to know in order to decide which box to bring out, in that I thought through the answer that I think you might give and then asked for the opposite box that's making you wrong, because, forgive me, Dan, the idea is I don't want to give you my money. But if you get it right, you can have it. Is it £500 or is it 5,000?
5,000.
5,000?
Yes.
Good. £5,000. And I'm going to give you the rest of the show to change your mind if you like, just so you don't feel manipulated or pressurised in any way. But for now, £5,000 it is. I'll leave it there. I won't touch it. Give him a hand. Thank you, Dan. £5,000. Excellent. Good. All right, now a simple exercise in focus using this. An ordinary handheld banana, which I will... and I should point out, I am very pleased to see so many of you here tonight, just maybe not quite as pleased as some of you over there may have thought until I just took that out of my pocket. Going to place the banana on the old banana stand. At some point during tonight's show, a man in a gorilla suit, I shit you not, is going to come around that corner, take the banana and walk out. That I'm hoping most of you will miss that moment. If you do see him come on, please don't call out, oh, the banana's gone, or there's the gorilla. It'll kind of give it away to everybody else. But I'm hoping most of you will miss that. Good. So meanwhile, we're going to play a game that I used to love growing up. You know it. It's 20 questions. You think of an object. I have to guess what it is within 20 yes or no questions. Dan, you should have a frisbee up there. So I'm going to ask you to throw that one, Dan, to somebody, just gently, but to somebody else in your sort of level up there, and we'll give them a head start to get down here. Lovely. So... that'll be you. I think you just won a goldfish. Well done. Somebody got that? Lovely. Would you start heading down? We'll give you a hand. Quick as you can. Quick as you can, madam. Quick as you can. Thank you. Run, run. Thank you. Let's go upstairs. Let's get somebody for the top. Oh. You've got that one, so if you want to start heading up as well, let me try and get... Oh, God. That's you as well. Excellent. Great. Now let's do a couple more down here. Start heading down, please. One there and one there. Oh! Excellent, good. All right, bring yourselves up here. Steps on either side. Excellent. Come round the corners, please. Steps on either side. Quick as you can. Bring them down with you. Good. Hello, very nice to meet you. I'm going to bring you over here, if that's all right. Ask you to stand about there, facing the front. All ladies so far. Hello, nice to meet you. Can I put you on this side of that lady, just there? Hello. Hello, nice to meet you. Can I just bring you over there, stand you next to that lady there? Good. Hello there. Hi, nice to meet you. Thank you. Can I put you about there, I think? Hello. Where's your frisbee? Could you throw it back? Is that all right? They're not cheap, so thank you. Good. And we're just waiting for this chap there. Give him a hand. There he comes, so he doesn't walk up the stony silence. Thank you for coming all the way down there. Thank you very much. Hey, nice to meet you. Thank you. Let me take that from you. I'm going to put you at the end now. I'll just move you around a little bit here. Let me swap you for you, if that's all right. You two ladies swap round for me. And I'm going to now swap you two around like that, I think. Good. Good. Okay, all right, please remember the order that you're in. You're number 1, you're number 2, thank you. You're number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. Please remember that. That's also the order in which you're going to die, if that's of any interest to you. It's true. Absolutely true. I'm going to ask you to come and write down your objects one at a time. So please, you need to be thinking of an object for this game. So one at a time, if you just take a step back, and you last 3, just curl around a bit, just so you can see this table here. Okay, and when you're done, if you fold them up, put them in your pocket. So number 1, fold it up in your pocket, out the way, and come and stand at the front. Quick as you can, all of you actually, quick as you can, just sort of one at a time. Back to the audience, please. Nice and large and clear, come and stand at the front when you were done. The other game that I used to play when I was growing up, and I'm trying to kind of popularise this and spread it around a bit. Nice way of doing it on TV, actually. Do any of you know this game? Statistically, it'll be about 10 of you. This game? A few of you, good. Okay, thank you. It's called Hole Tempting. Hole tempting, very simple. I have to make you look at this shape. You have to resist looking at this shape. That's all it is. Different ways of playing. There's the old peripheral slow burn method, which is this. When you know that it's there, and I know that you know that it's there, it's just a matter of time before you cave in and you have to look at it. There is... Oh, I'm sorry. The old speck of lint method, also very effective. And you play this with your friends, it takes over your life until you're building snow arms in the snow outside your flatmate's window at 4 in the morning when you're at university. So play it, please, spread it around, whole tempting. Not quite as rude as you perhaps thought. Are we all done yet? Can you get the line at the end there? Could you make room for the two ladies at the end? Thank you very much. Good. So starting with you, number one, if you come over here for me. Let me stand you right there. In fact, if you just face that a little bit, I'm going to get you a sticker. You are number one. Number one. Thank you. Number one, your object... Turn you a little bit towards me so I can just get the light on you. Good. Your object, now obviously it should fall into the animal, vegetable or mineral category. Would it fall into the animal category, yes or no?
No.
No. All right. A massive go at me. Is it something that you use in conjunction with your hobbies or your interests?
Yes.
Yes. Show me your hands. Does it begin with a Y?
No.
Is it a rugby ball?
Correct.
Excellent. Thank you very much indeed, sir. Thank you, number one. I'll ask you to head back to your seat if you don't mind. Give number one a hand as he heads back. Great stuff. Rugby ball, good work. You are number two. Can I give you that? Number two. Thank you. Stay there for a second. You actually wouldn't mind just sticking that there. Thank you. Lovely. And again, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you. And can I give you these and ask you to do the same? Please make sure, I know you know I can't see through the papers, but so they don't think, fold up your papers, put them behind your back, so you know I can't see. Lovely. Number two, we're going to try two of you together. So number two, if you come and stand here for me. Thank you. And number three, if you stand there. So if you just make room in the middle, that'd be lovely. So two of you together. If you stand there facing the front. Maybe I'll try three of you together. Last time I tried this, it didn't work, but we're filming it, so I'll try. Can you come and join us as well? So if you come in the middle, number three, sorry, and number four, if you stand there, leave a gap in between you, so just enough so I can stand there and try and be symmetrical, otherwise I can't relax and I can't do it. So I'm going to be very quick. Three people together, not easy. I'm going to ask you for complete silence, if that's all right, while I try and do this. Please be quick with your answers. Be ready with your answers. Is it bigger than a piano?
Yes.
Yes. Is it bigger than a piano?
No.
Is it bigger than a piano?
No.
I think I know what yours is. Is it something you use indoors? One might have indoors. No. Something you have outside?
Not particularly.
Are they brightly coloured?
Nope.
Are they ever stripy?
It can be.
Is it something that you... is there a famous one in London?
No.
Does it begin with a T?
No.
Is it a UFO?
Yeah.
Hang on. UFO, I'm going to say earrings.
Yes.
And it's got to be a whip, hasn't it? Yeah, excellent. Thank you so much. Look, thank you very much indeed. Thank you, number three and number two. Thank you so much. Do you mind heading back that way? Do you mind heading back that way? That's okay. Thank you. Give them a hand. Great words. Thank you, guys. Can I ask you both just to take a step forward for me? Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to do it with you. I'm sorry. If I mess up on the last one, it always looks a bit awful. I think I might have to send you back. What do you do for a living? You're not a teacher, right? What do you do?
Just finished uni.
Just finished uni. Okay. What's your name?
Holly.
Holly, I hope you're not going to hate me. I hope you're quietly relieved. I think I'm going to have to send you back. I don't think I'll be... No, you hang on to the work, you hang on to that. But thank you, Holly. Thank you so much. Kiss, kiss, thank you. Mwah. I'm sorry, Holly. Give Holly a hand as she goes back. I do apologise, Holly. I don't think it'll work. But number five, come over here. Okay. I'm going to ask you similar questions. Yes or no answers only. But you're only going to answer in your head. So you'll say nothing out loud. Okay? Now, it's quite easy if you're only answering in your head to sometimes just sort of glaze over and not even think yes or no. But you must very clearly think yes or no, or I don't know is fine, but nothing out loud, otherwise I'd have to bitch slap you, and I will. I know you know I can't see through. If you don't mind just holding it behind your back or folding it again, just so they don't think I can somehow see through that, that'd be great. Can you see me all right without your glasses on? You can speak now. It's only when I come to the questions. It's only when I come to the questions. For now, you can speak. Can you see me all right without your glasses on?
Yes.
Lovely. If you could take them off for me and perhaps ask yourself why you're even wearing them. Would make logic. Well, they look quite expensive. It's a waste of time and money, I think. Lovely. So just put your hands behind your back so you can write. Okay. So also, I'm going to bring a camera out on stage because I want you all to see the same signals that I'm picking up on here. So try not to be self-conscious about the camera. If you just focus on your word, don't be distracted or self-conscious as your enormous pink head floats up there on the screen behind you in front of 1,000 people. Lovely. Can we all see this? Is that clear? Yes? See? Very simple game. Childishly simple. Good. Okay, so number five. Remember, nothing out loud. Just in your head. Nothing out loud. Is it bigger than a piano? Is it something... is it an object that provides pleasure in some form? Oh, don't titter at that because it sounds rude. Lady in the front. It sounds a bit rude, sorry, but... Okay. Could you shove it up your arse? No, don't answer that. It's not a proper question. Do people use them at work? Are they reflective? Do they come in sets? Is it a mouse? You can answer.
Yes.
Yes, excellent, lovely. Thank you so much, number 5. Thank you. Mouse, great one. I want you to head back that way, if that's wouldn't mind. Number 5, everybody, mouse, great word. Great strong image in her mind. Did any of you see the signals? Did any of you spot the little signals there that gave it away? Did any of you see the gorilla? Anybody, yes? You were watching the box. Excellent, good. Good. I'm pleased somebody is. Excellent. No, do keep your eye. I don't remember what happened during the show. My neck hurts. I remember that. No, excellent. Pleased you are. Anybody else see the gorilla? Come on. There was a few. Yeah, okay, a few of you. Lovely. Go. Okay, you're in the worst seats there. I'll give you another chance to spot the gorilla. Can I get the banana back, please? Can I get the banana back, please? Thank you. Another chance to spot the gorilla before the... do you like my badge, by the way? I don't know if you can really see that from where you are. That is See? Childishly simple, it really is. Dan, do you want to change your mind on this? Where are you, Dan? You said 5,000. I said a lot of people often they don't say 500 because they're worried it might sound boring, but because I've said this, you don't need to worry about that now because I've said it. So you know, if you want to change £500 not to be sniffed at, what do you want to do? Stick with 5,000 or change?
Stick.
You're going to stick. Good, good. I mean, most people would. It feels like a sign of weakness if you change. I'd stick with it if it was me. I'd kick myself if I was wrong. But it's entirely up to you. I'll ask you one more time, and whatever you say the next time, I will take as your absolute final decision. Good. Okay, let's try something with a man, but a man who isn't here. Explain what I mean. I would like to try something with a friend or relative of one of yours that we can reach on the phone. I want to try something over the phone with a friend of one of yours. So, just think about this. I'm just going to ask people in the stalls, if that's right, just for speed in terms of getting up here. It does need to be a man. You can be male or female, but the person we're calling needs to be male, okay? I'd also like them to know who I am and be up for doing this. It's fairly excruciating if I have to explain who I am, particularly on television. Just bear that in mind as well. Also, you're going to be calling from a different number, because I have this phone Bluetoothed up to a speakerphone that we're going to use. So, if you're pretty much 100% certain there is somebody that you can get hold of who you think will be up for doing this, and it's a guy, please put your hands up. Put your hands up so I can see you, just downstairs. Thank you. Hands right up. If you've got your hand up and you end up with a frisbee, please then stand so I know we've got 3 people selected. Let's do one over that way and one over that way so I can see when we have 3 people selected. 1, 2, 3. Good. Okay, here are the rules. Whoever gets up here first, and you can start running up now, whoever gets up here first, I will begin with you. The other 2, I'd like you to stand by the steps. You will be our very important backup audience members. Good. So you're up here first. Give them a round of applause. Lovely to meet you. Hello there. If you can come by the mic for me. So, the other 2, I'm going to ask you to stand by the steps. Can I take your frisbee from you? And over here as well. What's your name?
Rob.
Rob, who are we going to call?
My dad.
Your dad. Okay. And what's his name?
Jim.
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 And you're Rob, yes?
Yes.
Okay, Jim. Now, what does Jim do for a living?
He's a retired paramedic.
Oh, right. Okay. So was a paramedic, now retired. Does he have any interests or hobbies, anything you know about outside of his...
He runs a football club.
He runs a football club?
Yeah.
My God.
Amateur football club, but yeah.
Okay. Any pets he has in the house?
No, he used to have a dog.
Used to have a dog.
Yeah.
Do you know what the dog was called?
Shandy.
Shandy. Trying to predict what someone's going to do over the phone is so difficult. Without them there in front of me, it's almost impossible to do this. But you're going to call Jim, call your dad in a minute, and does he know you've come to see the show?
Yes.
Yes, great, okay. You're going to tell him it was terrible. It was so bad that you've left early, in fact. Would he believe this, do you think?
Yeah, he might do.
Oh. He doesn't sound like someone that any of us would warm to socially, that's all. Okay, all right, well, you're going to call him, tell him it's really bad, you've left early, you can say I was playing the guitar, anything you want to say, really bad, but you've left early. And during the course of the conversation, I may hand you cards that have questions on them and so on, just to kind of keep the conversation going, all right?
Okay.
But at the end of the conversation, you were going to ask your dad to name a 3-digit number.
Okay.
I think I can tell you in advance what this 3-digit number will be. The number that I think Jim's going to say, Rob's dad, is 3, 4... does he still play football at all? I mean,
no.
even in a fun kind of way?
No, not really. No.
And did he ever play earlier?
Yeah.
Let's go 7. 3, 4, 7. I can't guarantee the order of the digits. It might be 3, 7, 4, might be 7, 4, 3, but certainly those digits are not in that order. If I get this wrong, by the way, there is £10 in it for you, Rob. Not quite as confident with this as I am with the money at the front, but yes, I know. But nonetheless, £10. Okay, good. So listen, you're going to call him on this phone. I know it's a slightly odd setup. You'll know it's him when he picks up. That's all that's important. So if you can type in the number now. Lovely. So that's the... You want to hold that. Maybe you need to say who you are. It's a speakerphone, so you can just hold it like that.
Okay.
You need to speak up a little bit and you need to say who you are. The rest of you got to keep absolutely quiet. Any noise in the background, they'll know something's going on. So you've got to keep absolutely quiet.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, Dad.
Yes.
Hello, it's Rob. I just thought I'd give you a ring because we just came out of Derren Brown.
And?
It was rubbish. We've just walked out of it, to be honest. I was a bit disappointed. Yeah, I thought it was going to be really good, but... Actually, there was one good thing that Derren did.
Derren?
Let me try it with you, actually. Give me a sec. Right, imagine a blackboard. Now imagine you're going up to the board and you're going to write a 3-digit number on it. Okay?
Right. Yeah.
What's the first digit?
1.
Second one?
Second digit?
1.
Third digit?
Third digit? Any number?
6.
Okay.
Do it again.
All right. Okay. Now, one more time. Go up to the blackboard, rub those numbers out in your mind, and write 3 different numbers. Any numbers you like.
Okay. Start again. First number.
First number?
5.
5. Second number?
2.
2. And third number?
9.
529. Brilliant, Dad. Thanks.
Let me have a word with him. Hi, Jim. Hi, Jim. Hello, this is Derren Brown. I'm on stage with Rob at the moment.
All right, then.
Hello. Everyone say hello to Jim. Hi, Jim. So listen, Rob caught a Frisbee, and then he volunteered to call you on stage. So will you just stay with us a moment longer? You're also on television, because we're televising this for my TV show. So just bear with us. Please stick with us. Jim, I've written down the numbers that I think you're going to say. Okay?
Right.
I've written them down, and Jim, they are in full view of an entire audience. There's 1,000 people here. You're on speakerphone. And they all know what the numbers are going to be, including Rob. So you know, if I tell you you've got the numbers right, then you know I can't possibly change them because everybody can see them. Now, Rob, so far you've got them wrong twice. I'm going to give you one more chance at getting them right. I mean, you're embarrassing yourself, I think, more than anybody else. So, Jim, just imagine you're going up to a blackboard. You're going to write those 3 numbers. Don't think about it, just do it. And then Rob's going to ask you what they are, one at a time. Rob, can you ask your dad what the first one is, please?
What's the first number, Dad?
1.
1.
1. The second one?
The second one?
1.
1.
1, 1. And the last one?
Last one?
7.
7.
Is correct. 117 is correct. Amazing. Give him a hand. Jim, you got it, absolutely spot on. 117 was good. There's a big banner across the stage that says, Jim will say 117, and you just got it spot on. Now, I know it's not the same when you can't see it, when you're not here yourself, but how does that feel? That's amazing, you just got it right.
Very good.
Oh, excellent. No, it really is. Pardon?
I'm number 1.
You are number 1, you are number 1. You know, you really got it right. You really are number 1. I tell you something else, Jim, and this is just from listening to your voice on the phone,
Okay.
and I swear to God and on the lives of my children that I haven't been given any clues by Rob, but I would say that you, I'm guessing you're perhaps retired, but I think you maybe used to work in some sort of medical setting, maybe a paramedic or something like that?
That's correct.
Oh, excellent. And I would say you also have quite a keen interest in football, but maybe working with other people that play football or a football club or something like that.
Yes, that's correct.
And you either have, or maybe you used to have a dog and you would have called it Shandy.
Yes.
Amazing. Listen, thank you, Jim. You've been fantastic. Give Jim a hand. Say goodbye, everybody. Thank you, Jim. Rob will explain everything, I'm sure. Goodbye. Thank you. Jim, Rob, brother, you win the £10, but thank you so much indeed. I'll let you head back. Rob, everybody, give him a hand. Thank you. Thank you, Rob. That was way off, wasn't it? Actually, Rob, just come back for a second. Sorry, come back for a second. I feel bad about this, mainly because it was shit, and And I lost £10, which I'm never happy with. Just come back for a second for me. You can keep the money, it's yours, don't worry. Unless you want to gamble. No, so look, 3, 4, 7, he said 1, 1, 6, 6 add 1 is 7 perhaps. 9 take away 2 is 7. 5 take away 2 is 3. It's all sort of there, but not in... No, I'm clutching at straws, aren't I? But there is... Can we get a camera on stage just so I can explain this bit? So when you tell him about this, I don't want him thinking that he did just get it wrong or mess up, or even that I did. So I want you to be able to explain to him... Because the numbers he chose are actually kind of quite interesting. Do you have the... You've got the £10 note, you've got the money, haven't you? Of course you have. Yeah, take it out for a second for us. There is some writing on the inside of the note. Don't open it quite yet. You need to do a couple of things. You need to hold it and open it up so the camera can see it and sort of keep it still like that. And just read out what it says. So do that for me. Go on, read it out.
I will make him say this number.
This number. There's an arrow. It points to the serial number on the bill. Just turn it around. Just read out the last 6 digits for us. Go on then.
116529.
Yeah, 116529. He got the serial number. The serial number on the note. Thank you, Jim, wherever you are. Keep the money. Show your dad when you see him. Thank you very much indeed. Rob, everybody. Rob and Jim, wherever you are. Thank you very much indeed. Serial number on the note. Dan, whatever you say next is your final decision. This is it, your final decision. A couple of things I need to say first about the interval to the rest of you. First of all, that box up there, you need to know no one's going to touch that during the interval. Okay, now because of what I'm about to say, I think most of you will be staying in here during the interval. But for those of you that do leave, so you know no one's going to touch it, I need to nominate one of you whose job it will be to guard the box during the course of the interval. So, let's try and get this up the top. Oh, very good, very good. Stand up for me, somebody. Stand, please, stand. Thank you so much. Your name, please. Amanda. Are you happy that between you and your friends, you'll make sure that, one of you is keeping an eye on that box throughout the interval?
I'm sure we can.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Everybody else will buy you a drink each as a way of saying thank you. But take a seat for us, Amanda. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Amanda. You can take a seat. Thank you. And Amanda, if you don't mind, would you throw the frisbee back to me as well? You have to throw it quite hard. Just bear in mind it comes at me out of the darkness and is fucking terrifying, but thank you. Secondly, in the 1920s and 30s, there was an act that was very popular around this part of town. It was known as the Oracle Act. In the Oracle Act, members of the audience would each write down a personal question, a private personal question, and seal it into a little envelope. And on the outside of the envelope, they would write down their initials and the row that they're sat in the auditorium. And they would bring up that envelope with the question sealed inside and drop it in a bowl with everybody else's. And then the oracle, the performer, the mind reader, would reach in, take an envelope one at a time. He wouldn't open it, but he would try and deduce from the way those initials are written on the outside or from clues given off by the spectators when they stand up and identify themselves. He would try and deduce what question that person would have written. And if he got it right, he would try and answer the question for them accurately and correctly. This is what I want to do with you in the second half of the show. So if you want to take part, there are 3 things you need to do. Firstly, get yourself an envelope. There'll be some on each level with the ushers. There'll be some up here on stage by the stairs. Secondly, write your question. I don't mind what the question is. You can ask me, what the password is on your computer. It could be that sort of thing, what your PIN number is if you want. Or if you prefer, it could be more of a, whether or not you're going to get the promotion that you want at work, something like that to do with your own future. I don't mind, as long as the question is seriously meant. When you've written it, keep it private. Don't let anybody see what you write, and don't tell anybody what you've written when you've done it. Don't tell your friends that you're with here tonight, and also don't even tell your partner, please, until you get home. Keep it absolutely private. Don't tell a soul. Put it in the envelope, seal it up, make sure it's sealed, I won't touch them if they're not. Hold it up to the light, check that you can't somehow kind of see through them. They're thick, black, opaque card envelopes. You can't see through them, but do check. And then on the outside there is a sticker. On the sticker, I need you to write your initials and the row that you are sat in, along with the level that you're at. Third thing is you come up, you put it in the bowl with everybody else's. Dan, this is you now. Whatever you say is your final decision. I know you know what the options are, but just so that you know what it'll look like when I take the cloth off, let me just go through them very quickly, what they'll look like. The first option is £500, not to be sniffed at, 10 notes held by a clip. In a fan, it looks like this. Option number 2 is £5,000, which you're on at the moment, and looks like this. If it helps you at all to make up your mind, Dan, here is a picture of our previous winner. Dan, for potentially £5,000, is it 500 or is it 5,000? Out loud, please, I'm not a fucking mind reader. 500 or 5,000, Dan?
I'll stick with 5 grand, please.
He sticks with 5 grand, doesn't want to change his mind. £5,000. No! It was the 500, never mind, give him a hand, never mind, Dan. I'm sorry, and I'd love you to win it. Most people do change their mind at the end. I was really hoping you would. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Just very briefly, if I can find my pen, just keep your eyes focused on the easel for a second, please. I just need oh no, you've seen him, that's my fault. Sorry, don't take your head off, you've got 20 minutes. Keep your eye on the box. Go and get a drink. I will see you back here for the second half. Thank you. The point is, now, that I have no idea how well the rest of the show will work or come together. I'm not just saying this to make it seem more exciting. I genuinely don't know. The Oracle Act, which I will get to, it was the act in the 20s and 30s that sorted the men from the boys. And if you could do this, you were revered amongst your fellow performers. And they would vie with each other to see who could do it in the most dramatic or theatrical way. But as the secrets of how to do this got passed down over the generations, the amount of effort that it took, and mental focus and research even, meant that it all but died out. It got diluted into that lazy option that you see nowadays, when psychics and mediums stand on stage, and it may sound like they're being specific, but they're just throwing out information and letting you make it fit your own experience. But this was something different. This was something that people obsessed about, being able to give real answers to real questions, to the extent that it took over people's lives. 3 performers of this act went mad, properly mad, in the 20s and 30s. One of them famously drowned himself in the Thames in 1938. And before I get to it, I want to contextualize it for you and show you a couple of the stranger phenomena that were around at that time that led people to believe in the Oracle Act. I'd like 5 of you to stand in the stalls, please. Please stand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you. Please stand. You are going to throw those frisbees backwards in a minute so that everybody definitely gets a chance to join in at the back there. Off you go. Thank you. So stay standing. Well, the next set of 5, please stand as well. Stand up as well, please, making 10 of you in total. Thank you. But you need to grab one of these. You need one of these each. So grab one off the table or grab one from me and then line yourselves up along the stage. And please leave your frisbee here or give it to me. Give them a hand, please, as they come up. Thank you. If you grab one of those, leave your frisbee on the table if you got one. Thank you so much. That's one for you. Great. If you can get a line, start a line going there. One for you. Thank you, sir. One for you. I'll take that back. Thank you. And one for you as well. Lovely. Do you want to be this end of the line? So, yes, move yourselves up by that little way a little bit. Grab one of those from the table, please. Get yourselves in line there across the stage. And there's one there for you, so you can go down that end if you like. Lovely. Great. You line yourselves up. There's a sort of a line that goes right across the stage there. If you can just line yourselves up with that, that'll be great. Okay. Let me show you how to hold these. So it's your right hand, please, out like this. And you need to make sure you've got the full length of the string hanging down, so don't sort of wrap it around your fingers. So don't look at me, look at the weight, but listen to me. So listen to my voice, but keep your attention focused, please, on the weight. And as you listen to me, and as you watch the weight, it'll begin to swing from side to side. It's from left to right, from side to side as you keep your attention focused. And as you watch it, and as you listen to me, I want you to command it in your mind now to swing. Command it to swing in your mind, left to right. Use your sense of control, of willpower, of imagination. Focus on it, tell it to swing from left to right. As you see it start to go, tell it to go more and more. Imagine that line that it's swinging along, extending, pulling it further and more. Wider swing. Good. Step forward for me, sir. Step forward for me there too. Left to right. Step forward as well, sir. Left to right. Step forward for me, please. Keep your attention focused. Tell it to swing more and more. Step forward for me, madam, please. Keep your attention focused. Step forward, sir, please. Step forward. Keep your attention focused. Now tell it to go. Step forward, sir, please. Tell it to go in a circle. Tell it to go in a circle. Watch what happens. It'll struggle with its own momentum and then start to move around and around in a circle. Watch it. Watch as it changes. Around and around. Tell the circle to get bigger and clearer. Good. Around and around and around. Keep your attention focused. Reach out and stop it. Good. Good, thank you. Now I would like you and I think you and you and you to go and stand by that table at the back. Could you do that for me? All of you can drop your hands, relax. You put these in your pockets, take them home with you. If you didn't have much luck, try it without 1,000 people staring at you. Can you three just stand over there at the top of the steps there for me? And can you three stand there at the top of those steps? Thank you. And you four, you're going to need your hands free, so please put these in your pocket. Unless you don't have one, I'll take it off you for the moment. Come forward for me. It allows you to inspect this table, so do lift it up, lift it right up. Check it's an ordinary table. It's a fairly heavy, solid wooden table, not attached to anything, if you can check that for me. And no wheels on the bottom as well. I can just check that as well. Are you happy with this? Lovely. Okay, thank you. Put it straight back down for me. Now I need to move you just around the table. If you come around here for me, and you go around there, if you can come around there, madam, and you come on this side for me. Good. Now, you're going to have your hands on the table. I just need to explain to you exactly what this will be like, the position you're going to be in. So just do this for me. So hands flat on the table. So you want to make sure that you're not sort of putting all your weight on the table. That's important. But, you know, firm contact with the table is good, but not sort of leaning fully on it. That'll be great. Lift them up for me. You can relax. Step back for a second now. When they did this in the seances, they would always begin with the name of a few people who had passed on, written down and placed in the name box, which this will serve as here. So, look, I don't want names of anybody that would be difficult for you to think about or anyone you've just lost, but I just need a couple of Christian names. So do you know anybody a name you can give me for the box?
Steve.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what? We will go with Steve and Mark for the moment. We don't have to believe for a second these people are somehow sort of floating in the air above us or anything like that, but it can give us just a name to sort of attach to the energy when I ask you to imagine it. So the names go in the name box. If you place your hands on the table, please, as I asked you to. Good. So in a moment, this table will start to move, and it's going to move that way, straight towards the audience. It always moves in the direction of where the people are, where the most people are, so it will go that way. Please be clear in your mind which way that is. Imagine a life force, an energy moving up into that table. Your job when it moves is to move with it. You don't block it, you don't push it, but you don't stop it either. You move with it when it goes, and you wait for it. The moment it goes, you start moving with it. Imagine this energy, a life force moving up into the table. Focus on it. Imagine this idea, this life force up, moving up into the table. Tell it to move, tell it to slide, tell it to slide, tell it to move. Be ready the moment that it goes. You just go with it. Be ready, be focused, move with it the moment it goes. Keep moving as it gets towards the stage. Turn as it goes with it. Turn as you get to the end of the stage. You need to turn with it. You'll need to move with it. As it spins and turns, it'll keep turning. You need to move around with it. As it gets faster and faster, you move with it, please. It will get faster. This is called finding the room as it becomes more confident. Let me ask you as you're doing it, keep going with it, but are you pushing it at all?
No.
Are you?
No.
Are you?
No.
Are you?
No.
No. They're not pushing it. Keep in contact with the table. Do this for me. Take a step forward. This will feel a bit silly at first. Take the mic and just call it to you, like you're calling it. It's called come to me and really mean it. Will it to you.
Come here.
Come to me. That's good. Now they can't see where this guy is, because they're focusing on the table, but the table will find its way. It's tipping.
Come to me.
Keep coming. Come to me. Come to me. Good. Over this side. Take the microphone. Call it. Call it. Come to me.
Come to me.
Come to me. Come to me. Keep calling. Even without the mic. Keep calling. Keep calling. Are you pushing it?
No.
Are you?
No.
Are you?
No.
Are you?
No.
No. Good. All right. Back over here. Take the microphone. You two. You try it now. Call it. Come to me.
Come to me.
When it reaches you, you tell it to
Come
stop.
to me.
Say, come straight to me.
Come to me. Come to me. Come to me.
Come to me. When it reaches you, tell it to stop. Faster.
Come to me.
Say faster.
Come to me. Faster.
To me.
Faster. To me. Straight to me.
Come to me. When it reaches you, say stop. When it gets to you,
Stop.
Stop. Excellent. Thank you very much indeed. Give them a hand. I'm going to hang on to you, sir. I'm going to hang on to you. Ask the rest of you to go and take a seat. Give them a hand, please. Mind how you go down the stage. You're probably a bit dizzy. Thank you very much indeed. Thanks for coming up. Right. The table is covered in sweat. That's a really nice touch. Thank you for that. Now, you're not pushing it, are you?
No. Sometimes it was going in my direction, so I couldn't have been pushing.
Exactly. Now, and also, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a very light touch that you have on the table, yes?
Yeah.
What's your name?
John.
John, okay. What you've seen here, table turning or table tipping, come in the middle for me for a second, John, was very popular amongst the mediums back in the seances, and a certain amount of competition sprung up between them to see who could provide the most dramatic or impossible demonstrations of this. And in the 1920s, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who was the man that gave us the mastermind of rationalism, Sherlock Holmes, himself became a proud proponent of spiritualism. And in 1924, the same year that he wrote a book proclaiming his belief in fairies, Conan Doyle went to visit a medium who lived in Stepney in East London. And there he witnessed what he later described as the single most convincing and impossible demonstration of table turning that he'd ever seen. The medium that he saw was a man called Albert Macy. Albert Macy, who convinced him, was a fraud. He was a charlatan. He was one of the few mediums to be imprisoned for fake mediumship as they were in those days. Sadly, not anymore. John, did you have the name of someone in your mind who's passed on? Yes? Okay, I'm going to ask you to write it down to go in the name box. So when you've written it, if you can fold it as small as you physically can once you've written it, that'd be great. Thank you. Do that for me now. They believed in the day that spiritualism was an offshoot of Christianity, mainstream Christianity, and the music that they would play to set the scene would reflect that. When you fold it up as small as it'll go, please put it in your pocket for me, John. This is a replica that I had made of Albert Macy's table. If you just come around this side for me here. Let me take the pen from you. John, we need to hear what you're saying, so I'm going to put a microphone pack on you. If you just put your hand through that, I'll put it over your head. Thank you. I need you to relax. We'll just go with this and see what happens. I'm going to ask you to place your hands just on the corners of the table. So no pressure, there's no leaning, it's just a sort of a contact there and there. No pressure, no leaning. Good. Now, John, just so we know our mic's working, was it a man or a woman you're thinking of?
It's a man.
Then, John, as you focus on the table, I want you to imagine this man's life energy moving into the table. There it goes. You don't stop it, tell it to turn, go with it as it goes. Move with it. You're not pushing it, are you?
No.
No, you just move with it as it goes, keep in contact with it, tell it to turn, this is good. You just allow this energy. You're happy it's not attached to anything, yes?
Yep.
Say stop in your mind, lift your hands. At the risk of repeating myself, you are not pushing that, are you? You're not pushing it, are you? No, you're not. The spiritualists believed that the energy, the spirit, passed through us and into the table and back and forth. It was that kind of relationship. So the skeptics said, well, does that mean it can somehow pass through the tablecloth as well? Because in a situation like this, it's a cloth it'd have to go through. So they said, yes, of course, it can move through the tablecloth as well. So they said, well, in that case, just do it holding on to the very corners of the cloth, and we'll see if it works then. Very clever test. If you just take hold of the corners for me, just do that. The very corners of the cloth, that's great. Like that, just pull it an inch towards you, that's great, lovely. Now, the point of this test is, it should still work according to the believers, but if John is just moving his hands, all that'll happen is the cloth will move off the table won't move at all. Just be saying the name of this man to yourself again and again in your mind, nothing out loud, just quietly in your mind, as you keep your hands absolutely still, absolutely motionless. Okay, there was some movement. Okay, do you know what? I think maybe for now, you can let go for a second, relax, stand back here. One of the reasons I think, particularly on stage, just come towards it a little, come towards it. Just do me a favour, just move your hand over the top like that. You can see there's nothing attached to it, yes?
No.
Yep, in fact, give me your hand, John, give me your hand. Get it flat, just press down gently, but just enough, you can feel it pushing back up, yes?
Yep.
Yep, let go for it, let go. I can show you there's nothing kind of attached or Have you got the name on you, the name that you wrote down? Take it out, we'll put it in the name box. They would always do this, they'd always have a name in the box, so let's do that. Folded it really, really small. Perfect, drop it in there for me, excellent, lovely. Again, just the way you were, take hold of the corners of the cloth again, please. The corners of the cloth again, just whoop, good. Keep moving with it, Lift your hands right up. Okay, you got it on your own now. Don't move a muscle, you got it on your own. Do not move. This name of this man that you've been saying to yourself, John, and do speak out loud so we can hear you. Was it Vince or Vincent?
Vincent.
Vincent. He's gone. Let it come back down. Move your hands with it. Move your hands. Let it come down. He's gone. You can let go. He's gone. John, thank you so much for doing that for me. Thank you for coming up. Thank you so much, John, everybody. Thank you, John. What's amazing about that, I think, is despite the fact that is clearly some sort of conjuring trick. It was enough to convince Conan Doyle of everything he wanted to believe in. Purely because he watched that through the eyes of belief. He was ready to believe. He was prepared to believe anything. And the Oracle Act, I believe, is a great testament to our need to believe. If a man stands on stage, calls himself the Oracle, armed with a few envelopes with initials on them, maybe some bandages to blindfold himself with, and says that he can give you easy answers to life's complex questions, or talk to the dead, we will flock to hear that kind of thing. It's part of our nature, our need to have answers given to us, and it is inescapable. I would like to tell you, before I continue with this act, 3 things in absolute honesty. First of all, I cannot see through these envelopes. You'll know this if you've written a question. They're thick, black, opaque envelopes. I can't see through them. Secondly, there is not a single stooge or confederate. Anybody in the audience is sort of going to be playing along. Equally, nobody's secretly feeding me information or anything like that. And thirdly, most importantly, I do not believe for a second that I have any genuine psychic ability. So let's begin. No. We could start with these 2 here. Okay, let's start with this. Maybe this one here. Don't react if you know this is you. This says K. Don't react, please. KME. Stalls. I think that says BB, which I'm guessing is quite near the front. But please don't react. Stalls BB. Now, I don't know if you can really see this, but the writing on there, it's a little unevenly spaced, and it does a slightly kind of up and down thing. This tells me that the writer of this question is somebody who, at the time of writing, was not sure of himself or herself. And the question will reflect, as opposed to that, very kind of solid, clear, sure of itself sort of writing. The question will reflect that. The question won't be kind of, what was the name of my cat sort of thing. It'll be much more something that this person doesn't know themselves. So I think something they're uncertain about, their own future, questions about their plans and hopes and things, whether or not they're going to come together. I think it's a lady. I think young, 18, 19, a lady. It'd be nice to meet you. If you are KME in Stalls BB, could you stand up so we can see you? Oh, hello there. Oh, right at the front. Can we get a microphone to you? Thank you very much. Yep. Hello there.
Hi.
Hi. Kay. Catherine? No. Katie?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, good. Thank you. Don't gasp. It was just a guess, but thank you very much. Bless you. Am I right? You're sort of 18, 19, I said, how old are you?
19.
This question is not a, what's the name of the first person I kissed sort of question. It's something to do with your plans, future hopes and things, and whether or not they're going to come together in the way you'd like.
Yeah.
I think 19, I don't think this will so much be about a career motivation, but I think it'll be about something big enough that might force you into having to think about careers and stuff like that. So I think it would actually be about a geographical move or something that you'd like to do or are considering that would force you into a big sort of change of plans. Am I right in that area?
Sort of.
Yeah. Is your question, and be honest and tell me if I'm wrong, whether or not you will end up living in America?
Yeah.
Yes?
That's my question.
Excellent. Hang on to your mic. Hang on to the mic for a second. Here's the thing. Do you know what? Answering a question like this, if I was one of those people on stage who pretended to be psychic, I would love this. I'd lap it up. It's gold dust, because it's about the future. I could say anything I like. It sounds amazing, but you can't verify it. The danger is a yes or no answer when it's about the future and big plans like this is always damaging and irresponsible, even if it sounds positive. I'm not one of those people who pretend to be psychic, and I have to and I want to take responsibility for my answers. If I said yes to you, if I said yes, the fact someone said that, even in the back of your mind, even only unconsciously, you think it's inevitable, that it has to happen, that could really affect your future choices. However, anybody that asks a question like this is always somebody who's set their mind on a particular goal. Looking at you now and listening to you, I have every faith you're going to end up, if you continue to want to move to America, that you will end up living in America and making a success out of it and having a great time, because I think you're one of those people that will do well and tend to get what you want. I bet you changed your hair colour today.
Yeah, I did.
You did, didn't you? You're one of those people that would just get what you... I think you're somebody that when there's something that you like, something that you want, you really focus on it. And generally at the expense of other things that you probably should be focusing on a little bit more. Would you agree to that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have every faith you will. So my answer is yes. Personally, I think you will end up living in America and having a great time. But I'm not going to say it like it's written in the stars, because I want you to take responsibility for it yourself. So it might not have been quite the yes you were after, but are you happy with that as an answer to your question?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Katie. Thank you so much. Take a seat. Great, let's do another one. Take another. What have we got here? A smiley face on the... Oh, that's the opposite of everything I asked for. It says SL row E. There you go. SL row E, that says the opposite of everything I asked. It's somebody under 18. I think a boy. I would say a teenage boy. And I actually would say a teenage boy sat with other teenage boys, because this guy has been egged on to write something a bit rude, and then feels embarrassed about it, hasn't wanted to identify himself properly. What he has written is all the SL row. He's all very nervous and scrunched together, hasn't identified himself properly because he's embarrassed about what he wrote. It'll say something like, why are you a wanker? Something like that. If anyone wants to open it up and have a look, you are welcome to. It won't be anything very nice, but feel free to open it up and have a look. Let's take another one. CKO, this says, stools, excuse me, stools row C. I would say this is a woman and in her mid-30s. I think hang on, CKO, stools row C. Oh, you're laughing because you opened the envelope. What does it say? Cock. Is that it? Just cock. Just what? It's the biggest laugh all evening. Thank you for that. Thank you, SL. Not as much of a cock as SL will feel when he realises he's failed all his exams later this year. CKO. Now, am I right? I said sort of mid-30s, 35 or so. It's a little rude to ask a lady her age, but am I right with the mid-30s?
Yes.
35?
Yes.
Okay. And I would think there's something on here, and correct me if I'm wrong, just yes or no, but I think there's something on here which would either be to do with something that you are wearing or something that you would like to wear. Am I right? Is there something in one of those two areas?
Yes.
Yes. I'm guessing from the smile, the earlier smile, that it's something you're wearing now as opposed to what you would like to wear, yes?
Yes.
Connected, I think, perhaps with the dress that you're wearing at the moment, which is quite striking, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so it's something about that. I think it's probably going to be where you got it from. So it's quite an unusual dress, yes?
Yes.
Okay, here's what you do. I want you to picture, keep absolutely silent as you do this, picture yourself walking into the shop where you bought it. Imagine yourself walking in and the transaction of paying for it. Okay, you're having difficulty with that. So perhaps if it was from a friend, just imagine that. Yeah, you're having real... Okay, it's not from a shop, is it?
No.
When I said transaction, something... I think I know where you got it. Are you happy for me to say?
Yes.
No giggling. Was it eBay?
Yes.
Excellent. And a great purchase, and well done, thank you. And also, are you... Sorry, 1 second. Just went through your head. Are you thinking of buying a cat at the moment?
Yes.
Yes. Well, you definitely should. Thank you. Take a seat. Thank you very much. Great. Give this lady a hand. Good. Okay, now I would love to get some objects involved, some personal objects. So I will ask people over here, because it means I can look away so I don't catch sight of anything by mistake. It doesn't have to be anything sort of flashy or expensive. Ideally, a little bit unusual, of course, would be great. Find a personal object and just hang on to it, have it in your head, but I will look the other way, so please do it for me while I'm not looking. Let's take another one from here. SP. It says dress circle, row E. I'm going to say this is a man, and I would say probably about 30, and I think not of British descent. I would think from the way you do your S's, but SP, if you're SP, dress circle, row E, would you please stand up and say yes for us so I can... Lovely. So I'm right, not of British descent. Where are you from originally, or where's your background from?
Mum and Dad are from Uganda.
Mum and Dad from Uganda. So your name begins with S. Ugandan.
Of Indian origin, though.
Indian... Sachin?
Yeah. That's unbelievable. Sachin, yeah.
So I think there'll be something on here to do with maybe something to kind of test me with a little bit, I don't know, but something to do with travel. I think somewhere you've either been or would like to go, or something like that. Something in that world, yes?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Okay, all right. Put yourself back in that mindset of when you're going to go there, when you're going to head there. There's a little bit of trepidation in your mind. I don't know why that is. There's a little bit of trepidation. Now, this isn't you going back to Uganda or going to India or anywhere like that. It's somewhere very, very different, isn't it? You're on your own in this trip. Yes?
You freaked me out, totally.
But you know what? I think the trepidation means this is the first holiday that you've taken on your own.
Unbelievable, yeah, that's right.
Yeah? And this isn't that long ago, and it's Iceland.
Yeah, that's bang on.
Thank you very much again. Thank you very much. You can take a seat. Thank you very much. Good. Well done. Thank you. Let's. Do we have any objects? Do we have any objects? I don't want to look. I don't want to look at you, but if anybody's got anything, please stand up. I want to do as much as I can without looking at you. As much as I can without looking at you. Somebody, if you stand up, grab the guy with the mic and say yes, please.
Yes.
Into the mic. So, one more time.
Yes.
Ooh. Okay, I'm not going to look at you. I'll do as much as I can without looking. This will be quite interesting. It will not be jewellery. It won't be anything flashy. This is not someone who spends a lot of money on kind of looking like, designer labels and kind of... I don't mean that horribly. I mean it in a good way. This will be something outgoing. This is something that will somehow tie with the idea of being a little bit of a free spirit. I'm right, aren't I? Yes?
Yes.
Yes. I'm going to say, as much like... Okay, I'm going to try to look at you now and see what I can... it'll be surfing.
Yes.
Something to do with surfing. I would say this will be... What would you have with you? A little tub of the surf wax for the board.
Correct.
Is that it? Is it a tub of surf wax?
It is.
And I would say this is... Just think of the name of it. I can think of a few brands, but I'm not a big surfer myself. Okay, so immediately there's a Z and an X in this brand name that you're thinking of.
Yes.
I don't think I know brands of surf wax enough to is the word sex in there?
Yes.
That's probably the X. Okay, I might not be able to get him, but what's the name of the brand?
Mr. Zog's sex wax.
Mr. Zog's sex wax. You want to just show the camera? Excellent, thank you very much. Give him a hand. Thank you very much indeed. And actually, take the mic back for a second. Take the mic back for a second. Do you remember when and where you got it, yes or no?
I do, yeah.
Okay, just see the place, but just imagine the place. Oh, it's Cornwall, it's Newquay. Yes?
Yes.
And it was 5 years ago?
Yes.
Fantastic, thank you, good, take a seat. Okay, now, all the way through this show, I've been wearing a microphone that goes around the back of my head, just here along my cheek. Now, because of what I'm about to do, I need to take this off, because it will physically get in the way of what I need to do. But because it's an odd contraption to take off, I just want a couple of you to check. If you don't mind standing up for me just there for a second. Just this isn't some... Could you stand up as well? That it isn't some weird contraption that could be feeding me information. Can you see what that is? It's a mic and then two things that would go around my ears, yep? And equally, while you stood up, you see I'm not wearing an earpiece or anything like that. You happy with that? And equally that ear, yep? Yep. Happy? Lovely, thank you. If you both take a seat, thank you. Don't be thinking it's, anything that's helping me out. And I'm going to move to this microphone here. Hopefully you can hear me, yes? Yes? Excellent, good. Now, by doing this... by blindfolding myself, it becomes easier for me somehow to see the things that you're seeing in your head, even to think the things that you are thinking. And if you wanted to take part in this, if you wanted to write a question but you couldn't get an envelope, or you didn't know what to write, or you were nervous and you wish you had done it, you can take part in this. If you can sit there and think of a question that is clear and succinct, as if you'd written it, but do not write anything, and you can stick with the wording of that question, that I can just do this with your thoughts. You can just send the question to me. Send it to me, not here, here. Aim it to me here, aim it right here. Send me the question here, right here in the middle. As you're doing that, as you're starting to do it, I'd like to get some numbers written down. Now, there should be an usher with a pen and paper. I would like one person, please, to write down a 3-digit number. When you've done this, so you don't think I can be influencing this in some way, pass it back to the person behind you. I'd like them to write a 3-digit number as well. Then pass it back again, so the next person does it. I want a few of you writing down 3-digit numbers. And then if the last person, I'll get to draw a line and add them up, so we end up with a total that I can't be influencing. But please start doing that now. One person, please, pen and paper, 3-digit number, write it down, pass it back to the person behind you. There should be an usher with a pen and paper. Please be doing that for me now. Aim them here, aim the questions here, send them to me here. There is somebody already coming through. I'll start with a man. Downstairs in the stalls, you're in your mid-30s, might be 36, something like that. It's coming from the stalls. If you think this is you, please call out. Yes. Good. Please stand for me, say when you got a mic.
Yep, got the mic.
Great, okay, say stop when I get you. Say stop again, please. Say stop when I get you.
Stop.
Aries, you're an Aries.
Yes, I am.
There's something here about your house, I think. I think it's a house that you have.
Yes.
I think you don't live in it very much. There's something, it's about where this is, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it'll be in France.
Yes.
You spent time in France.
Yeah.
You didn't just go out and buy this. There's something about the way that you acquired the house that's interesting, isn't it?
Yes, very.
Yes, you won it. You won it.
I
You won
did.
it in a competition.
Yes.
Fantastic. Well done. Congratulations. Take a seat. Thank you. Can we get the numbers added up, please? Can we get the numbers added up? That's so impressive. The numbers added up. Now, please, the last person, just add them up, draw a line, add them up, form a total. Do them in your head, please. Have the person next to you checking your edition. Please do it genuinely in your head. There are calculators, so you can back up, you can check it, you can check your edition. There's already someone in the circle coming through. There's a man in his mid to late 40s, maybe 46, something like that. Your name begins with an A. Andy, Andrew, probably more Andy than Andrew. If you think this might be you, 46, I think, call out. Let me hear you.
Yes.
It's Andy, isn't it? Yeah, let me just find you. Say stop when I get you, please.
Stop.
Capricorn, yes?
Yes.
This is it, and your voice confirms it to me. You had a question in your mind that was kind of a bit of a silly question. You didn't even think necessarily that I'd be able to do it. It was almost a bit of a kind of a test almost.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I have got it, because what it is such a silly question that the image is really strong, which means that I'm going to get it quickly, which is why it's come through so quickly. You want to know whether or not you should shave your scrotum, Andy?
Yes.
If you think these sort of things, I'm going to get them really quickly. The answer to your question, quite simply, is yes. And quickly, it's getting unhygienic. Firstly, there's a woman in the box. Up to this side, I think it's coming from this side, a lady in one of the boxes, in her early 20s, 22. Your name might be Laura or Lara, something like that. And it's something with a car. I think you've got a car. It's quite a man sort of thing in your mind, but it's a car. I think it's a car or a gimmick, a gadget of some sort. Say yes if you think this is you. Yes, great. Oh, it's up there. It's up that side, the other side. Can we get a microphone up in the box? When you get it, please say yes so I can hear you. So there's another lady up in the circle coming through, 46 or something. I think something like that. Might be Claire. Can you call out if you think this might be you in the circle? Yes. Yes. Can we get a microphone? Please stand up so the ushers can see you. Can we get a microphone to you?
Yes.
Oh, Laura, you got a microphone now?
Yes.
It is Laura, isn't it?
Yes.
Just say stop when I reach you, please.
Stop.
Aquarius.
Yes.
Born on a Saturday as well, but you didn't know that, did you?
No, I didn't.
And you've got something in your mind. I think it is a car of some sort. There's a car in your mind, yes?
Yes.
Okay, just focus on what it is for me, please. Let me just find Claire. Claire, please say stop when I get you.
Stop.
Gemini.
Yes, absolutely.
Another Saturday, did you know?
Yes, I did.
Please focus on this face. Something you've had in your mind. This is more ethereal. This won't be a car. I think this will be a dream. There's something with a dream. You've had a dream in your mind, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, focus on what this is. There's a man in the dream, yes?
Yes.
Just focus on who this man is, please. Somebody you dreamt... sorry, are you thinking about whether or not you should dye your hair at the moment?
Yes.
Yes. Could you put that out of your head, please? Just keep focusing on this... keep focusing on this dream. Keep focusing on this dream. It's a man in the dream. You dreamt, Claire, that you were married to this man, I think, yes?
Yes.
I could sort of see him dark, shortish, not a classic... over here, your favourite car, Claire, it would be an Aston Martin.
Yes.
And it would be a DB9.
Yes.
And you dreamt you were married to Alan Titchmarsh.
I did.
Yes, thank you both very much. Take a seat, go. Both of you take a seat. Someone over this side. Someone over this side. There's a woman who she thought maybe I mentioned her then because it just popped up, but not Kerry, Kelly. Yes, can we get a microphone, please, to that lady? Please stand up so they can see you. Get a microphone. When you get it, say yes, please. Can I get some water? On stage, please.
Hello.
Okay, you've got it. You've got the microphone. Say yes when I stop you, please. Simply say stop when I get you.
Stop.
Cancer.
Yes.
Sorry, I just to point out that's your star sign, yes?
Yes.
Okay, can I get some water, please, on stage? There was something... something in your mind you do for a living. Something you do for a living. Bookshop.
Yes.
You run a bookshop.
Yes.
You run your own bookshop. Have you had something about security in mind at the moment? This is not actually with the shop, this is at home, though. Something with security at the moment in your mind?
Yeah,
Yeah, you have. You need to be thinking about this. Let me come back to it. But there's something... you at home now, I'm seeing your home. There's a cat running around, isn't there?
Yes.
Yeah? There's a cat, the name of the cat, you know the name of the cat? It's Black. Is it Black? It's Black, isn't it? But there's something, the name is, it's a bit of a mixture of different things, but begins with a B, yes? It's not Black, but it's something like Black in the name, yes? The name of your cat, Blakey, yes?
Yes,
can I get
that's
some,
just weird,
can I get some water, please? You need... You need to, whether or not, you're also thinking in your mind whether or not you're going to have any kids is going through your mind, yes?
Oh, crap.
Yes?
Yeah.
I just need you to keep focused on this for a second, though. There's something
really
you need,
weird.
there's something, there's security in your house. You need to, there's something you've been thinking about is security. You need to know. You lost your father recently, didn't you?
Yeah, very recently.
This is the front. This is your front door and 2 windows. You need to look at this front door and a couple of windows. It's like your front door, but not your front door. So it might be a flat door or something like that. You need to look at this. You've been thinking about it, but it's. And that is how they'd finish their acts. And that's how I'm finishing mine. Thank you, and good night. Thank you. Oh, the box! Oh, we need to get the box down. Stop the music, please. Back on your seats, please. Stay on your seats. Stay on your seats. Need to get the music down. Oh, we need to get the box down. Stop the music. Thank you. Thank you. Need to get the... We need to get the box down. I need somebody to help me with the box. Now, it is the end of the show, so not just anybody. I will take the most psychic member of the audience. Not that you believe in it. I don't believe in it either, but you've had a couple of hours to become quite responsive to what I'm doing up here. So, I'll write a number between 1 and 100. Whoever gets closest to it, I'd like you to come down here. So, between 1 and 100. I'll do it behind my back so you guys can't see up there. Okay. Excuse my handwriting, it's clear enough though. Okay, so please listen to the numbers that people say, and if it's, make sure the number you say is nowhere close to a number that somebody else has said. But up there in the box, the chap there, could you give me a number between 1 and 100, please? Go on. 8. Thank you very much. No numbers anywhere near 8, please. Let's go, lady there on the end, between 1 and 100, yep. 20. Thank you very much. Let's go right up at the top, so just on that side of the stairs. Call out, please. Back row, gone. 99, thank you very much. Actually, do you know what? You were pretty close down here. What did you say? 20. What's your name?
Danielle.
Danielle, would you get yourself up here? Danielle is our psychic, a member of the audience. Up you come, Danielle. Oops. Thank you, Danielle. Get yourself up here. Now, you didn't get it. Up you come for me. You didn't get it spot on. You didn't get it spot on. Just come over here for me. One more time in case they didn't hear. The number was?
20.
20, and if you open that up for us, you'll see you didn't get it spot on, but you were very close.
23.
Again, sorry?
23.
23. Off by 3. Not bad. I think that counts as genuinely psychic. Round of applause for Psychic Danielle. Psychic Danielle, ladies and gentlemen. How does it feel to be genuinely psychic?
Clever.
It's exciting, isn't it? Clever, thank you. If you take that for me, just take a step this way. I need you to give me a hand with this. Can we get the box down, please? Can we get the box down? Thank you. A bit more. Keep it coming. Thank you very much. This was guarded in the interval by Amanda, who was watching it with her friends. Amanda, are you happy that please, up. Nobody went anywhere near this during the interval, Amanda? Well, you and your friends were watching it, yes?
Yes.
Are you happy no one went anywhere near it?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, let me give this to you. I need you to take this for me inside. It's a rolled up sheet of paper. Please don't unravel it. Just take it out and hang on to it, please. Thank you, Amanda and friends there. Thank you for guarding it. Now, let me explain what this is. Ever since I knew I was going to do the Oracle Act, and it took people 15, 20 years to learn that, I had 3 years to do it, I've been testing myself. And the way that I test myself is, now that I'm in a theatre, is I sit right the chap there with the T-shirt right there. I sat there about an hour before you came in with this big unraveled sheet of paper. And I kind of zone out a bit. I go into a slightly odd state, so I can't, to be honest, I can't remember everything that I wrote, but I start to free associate. And I write down things that I think will happen during the show that's about to happen that night. In other words, the show that you've just seen. And I write them down. When I'm done, I roll them up. I put them in a spaghetti jar. You don't need to know that. And it gets you can put in that box. And it was there, hanging as you came in front of the curtains, hanging there at the very start of the show. And then it's hoisted up, and it hangs there locked in front of the curtains for the entire duration of the show, in full view of all of you. There are 1,000 of you here. There's always one person keeping their eye on that box, and Amanda guarding it in the interval as well. So, now that that's out in the open, Danielle, your job is to make sure it isn't going to get tampered with now that it's out in the open. If you open it up a little bit, you'll see it says this way up. Can you see that? Just a little bit? Just there. Can you see it?
Oh, yeah.
So, you're going to hold it round here for me. You'll hold on to the end. I'll do the unravelling, so I'll take the rolled up. If you come over here for me. And at some point, Danielle, I will ask you to join me up this end, at which point somebody will just take this from you in the wings, and you can come and join me up the other end. Keep hold of it. Thank you. Okay. So...
evening, and welcome to Derren Brown's Infamous. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Derren Brown.
We are all trapped inside our own heads, and our beliefs and understandings about the world are limited by that perspective. I came out when I was 31, presume that I was gay when I was a teenager, so that's 15, 16 years of pretending this huge part of you doesn't exist, of dreading the subject of sex, and generally feeling like you don't fit in. And then many years later you realize you have to come out, you have to tell people about it at some point. I didn't mean you specifically just then. Sorry, I was just looking at sorry, forgive me, I was just gesturing. One has to come out. And when you do, this is my point. If you have any secret, whatever it is, anything that you carry around with you and you think you couldn't possibly tell people, when you finally do, when you finally summon up the courage to get this big thing off your chest, you realize people don't care. They don't care, not really. Not even your best friends in the nicest way. Don't really care. Because they are also trapped inside their own heads. They are the center of their own worlds. And stuff you're saying to them is just some information about you, really. It's all it is. Like what I'm telling you now. It's big stuff for me, for you, it's just some information about me. The novelist David Foster Wallace said, brilliantly, I think, you'll worry a lot less about what other people think of you when you realize how seldom they do. It's very good. But we're terrible at realizing what goes on in other people's heads because we are trapped inside our own. And one consequence of that is that we're particularly bad at realizing how fundamentally similar we all are. So if you're in your 30s, I'm talking to you now. There'll be concerns that you might have or issues that you might be facing, which you may feel just apply to you. The comforting reality is they apply to pretty much everybody in their 30s. Women in that age group, you'll have started going to the doctors more often. And men, very common, particularly in your later 30s, to feel stuck in a rut and to fear the possibility of an extramarital affair. And statistically, in an audience this size, 13 of you will be having an affair right now. 13 of you. I don't mean right now, like this second. Although there is something going on up the top, can't quite tell what it is. But 13 of you, and these are real patterns of behavior. There are similar patterns for people in their 40s and 50s and 60s and so on throughout life. So if I were a psychic, which I am not, or if I claim to have special powers, which I really don't, I could use that kind of information to seemingly know a lot about you, or give somebody a powerful reading. So imagine you've come to see me, and I'm a stage psychic. And I say that I'm picking up some kind of psychic vibration from somebody in the audience, and I say it's a lady. And actually, could you, I promise I won't ask you up on stage, could you just put your hand up if you are a lady? Just so we can see how it works out in terms of numbers. So please do this on the balconies as well, and right up at the top of the back. Keep your hands up as long as this continues to apply to you, all right? So let's say I'm sensing it's a lady and sort of a youngish lady, sort of around 20, that kind of age. And I'm sensing your name begins with an F. It's a random letter, but it'll just help narrow you down. So keep your hands up as long as this has continued to apply to you. Right now, in the dark, it can feel a bit special. I think he's talking to me. Whereas the reality is, do keep your hands up. If we just bring the lights up for a moment, we bring the lights up. If you look around you, you should see in the nicest way, nothing special happening at all. Just a bunch of Fs sat in the dark. Actually, could you stand up if you've got your hand out? Could you stand up? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so yeah, it's good. Right, a good number of you. Anybody on these other balconies? Yeah, hello, great. Could you stand up? We'll get a microphone to you. This is on the upper circle. The rest of you can sit down. I think I'll just talk to this lady here, but thank you so much for standing. What's your name?
Faye.
Faye, nice to meet you, Faye. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
20.
20. Have you got any pets?
Yeah.
What have you got? Don't say their names, just like dogs, cats, whatever they are, is fine.
Dogs.
Dogs, what breed?
Staff.
Staff is, okay, good. You said dogs, is that 2?
Yeah.
Did you name them both yourself?
Family name.
Family name them, okay. All right, how long ago did they name them? Roughly, what are we talking about? A few years ago?
About 10, 11 years ago.
10, 11 years ago. Okay, what do your parents do for a living? Or at least what were they doing back then?
Hairdresser and electrician.
Hairdresser and electrician, okay, good. Okay, the dog's male, female, one of each?
Female.
Okay, both female?
Yeah.
All right. Now listen, you're going to tell me the name of one of the dogs and I'm going to work out what they would have called the other dog, all right? So if you think of both of the names, if you think one of them is maybe a little more obvious than the other one, then give me that one so I can work out the more unusual one, all right? So take your time, but just give me the name of one of the dogs.
Ebby.
Ebby?
Yeah.
E-B-B-Y?
EBBI.
A-E-B-B-I. Maybe short for ebony? Is it a black dog? Okay, all right, good. So this will be the name of the other one. All right, and it's a female?
Yeah.
Okay, and they name both of them together. All right, just imagine you are calling this dog to you. Imagine you're calling the dog to you. All right, now as you do that, just keep repeating the name in your mind again and again. Now, the lips remain sort of quite relaxed, importantly, so we know there's no sort of plosive sounds or like P's or B's or anything that would bring the lips together. So keep repeating the names. No, it's also at the front of the mouth, so you've got like an N or a T, maybe, and I think we're starting with a S sound or a Z. Oh, there you go, careful. You don't need to say yes, that's okay. I'll work it out. I appreciate the help. Just takes the challenge out of it somewhat. Oh, there you go, back up there again. So just keep repeating the name, just shout the name, nothing out loud, but in your mind, just shout the name, like you're screaming to this dog to come to you, right? Louder and louder until you are... Oh, no, they call it Xena. Xena with an X, like the princess... Yeah. Well, yeah, thank you very much indeed, great, take a seat. Well done, thank you. So, thank you so much. So this is genuinely specific information, right? Not just things that would apply to everybody. So let's keep this really specific. Put your hands up now if you're a man aged between 28 and 35. Put your hands up. Keep them up if you are in the earning group 20 to 50K. And then keep them up if you've been in a relationship for at least 2 years. Otherwise, drop your hands. All right? Good. Okay, we get the lights up. Let's choose one of you. I'm going to choose from downstairs. So upstairs, you may drop your hands. I'll come to you in a moment. Let's keep your hands up downstairs. All right, wave your hands so I can see you, so I can see more clearly. Okay, all right. I want to get this over this side. So can somebody get it to somebody with a hand up? Doesn't have to be the person nearest you. Just take a look around you. Get it to somebody with a hand up. Okay, could you stand up for me, sir? There's a microphone there. Rest of you can drop your hands. Let me talk to this gentleman. All right, great. What's your name, sir?
Nick.
Nick. Okay, Nick. So we're going to go really specific, Nick. I want you to think of a word, an English word, ideally at least 4 letters, but it doesn't have to be. If you want to go shorter, that's up to you. But have you got something?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay. Now, whatever you're thinking of, Nick, is the first word that's just come into your head, and I've just stood you up in front of 2,000 people and asked you to do that. I don't want you going home later saying to yourself, he just put me on the spot, I didn't get a chance to think, I bet everyone just thinks of the same word. So right now, Nick, is when you change your mind again and again and again, so you don't have that excuse later on. All right? You can imagine if you like, you're looking through a dictionary, maybe you come across an unusual word, maybe not too unusual, maybe that in itself would be quite predictable. Just take your time, have a look through it. You've got 26 letters to look through. Take your time until you come across a word you're absolutely happy that I could not just rely on everybody thinking of. Have you got something in your mind now? Change your mind as many times as you like. Yes?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Okay, there's a guy with a pen and paper just there. 2 things, Nick. You're going to write this word down nice and large and clearly, please, because we are going to show it around. But, Nick, really importantly, don't let anybody see what you write. Stick it in the envelope when you're done. Thank you. So this is really specific, right? Even more specific than a pet's name. Which actually just reminds me of something. Let me just show you this briefly. Just while Nick's writing his word down. Can I get this to a lady on or near the aisle? Somewhere over here. So, lady on or near the aisle. Somebody, sorry. Just pass it around. Somebody's lady on or near the aisle. Thank you. Somebody stand up with it. Hello, what's your name, madam?
Amanda.
Amanda, nice to meet you. Do you have a mobile phone number? Do you know it off by heart?
Yes.
Yes, could you write it down for me? There's a guy with a pen and paper there. Gentlemen. That's how you do it. People waste so much time. Amanda, don't let anybody see. Just write it down, fold it up, put it in your pocket when you're done. I saw a psychic do this. I always go and see psychic shows when I can. This one was up above a pub, packed out with people in their 60s and 70s, which is maybe why this flew past them. But the psychic asked a lady to write down her mobile phone number, fold it up, put it in a pocket without anybody seeing. You doing that for me, Amanda? Is it out the way? Yep, lovely, thank you. And she said it was a test, that the spirits would be able to tell what the phone number was. Well, which is a bit odd, but, you know, it kind of made sense, so I was intrigued. So could you stay standing for me, Amanda, if you don't mind? Thank you. So just get that right out of the way in your pocket or something if you've got one. Thank you. So she, and obviously, you know, you try not to be judgmental or, you know, but you try and keep an open mind. But I swear to God, she goes, all right, love, I'm getting your grandma, she's coming through. Does actually sound like it now I've said that out loud. I'm getting your grandma, love. She's giving me a phone number as proof that she's coming through. All right, she's saying, she's giving me an O. She's saying there's an O at the start of the number. Is that right? Is that right, love?
Yeah.
Is there an O at the start? Thank you, just passing it on, whatever comes through. She's saying... She was a right chatterbox, so she's given me another number. She's saying... Thanks. She's saying a 7. She's saying 07 at the start, is that right?
Yes.
Is there an 07 at the start? Thank you very much. No, she's fading away now, love. She's fading away, Petal. But that's something you can take away with yourself. That's £40. You can sit yourself back down. I swear it was pathetic. Sorry, thank you so much, Amanda. It was truly embarrassing. Did that give you enough time, Nick, to write your word down?
It did, yes.
Yes?
Yes, it did.
Yes? OK, have you put it in the envelope?
Yes.
Yes, good, because I also have an envelope. OK, so Nick, can you get yourself to the bottom of the stairs on this side? Just push past the camera people over there for me. And can someone who doesn't mind just reading something out briefly just nip up on the stage? Anyone that fancies coming up. Quick as you can. Somebody come up here. It's going to be you, I think. What's your name, sir?
Luke.
Luke, give Luke a hand. I've become Luke. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you, Luke. Can you take this off my back? Can you take it off my back? Thank you. Pull it off. Pull it, pull it, pull it. Come stand here. Come stand there for me, Nick. Just there. No, Luke, rather, Luke. Nick's over there. Right, Luke, just here. Could you take it out? There's a letter in there. If you take that out for me, I'm going to read this out, but your job is just to check over my shoulder that I'm not changing anything, all right? I'll take it out. Thank you so much. All right. Are you there, Nick? So, look, as I read this out, please, when it gets to the important bit, don't react. So, tonight on the 27th of March, that is tonight, at the Grand Theatre Leeds, that's where we are, I shall ask someone to think of a word. Oh, I did say a man aged between 28 and 35. You are, aren't you? Yes? And in the earning group, 20 to 50K? And in a long-term relationship? OK. The fact the weather has been cold and overcast today, so you start thinking more about inside sort of things, indoorsy things. The language I used when I asked them to think of a word, and I was using very visual language with the dictionary and so on. The fact that I've stood them up, which means they'll be thinking under pressure, and I got you to change your mind again and again and again, which sort of increases that pressure and starts to kind of push them down certain avenues. All these and other subtle factors will combine to, hopefully, psychologically force the person to think of a particular word, which is film, all right? Film as in, as in movies or film, right? Camera film, movies and so on. Do you want to bring yourself up here? Come and stand here for me. Thank you. Nick, do you want to keep reading this out? If you just go from there, from the person into the mic. Off you go, Luke. Thank you.
The person who wrote the word has been told not to react. If they have written any word in the English language other than film, this does not reflect badly on Derren or his presented skills.
Fair point. But if out of all the words they could have chosen, they have written film, the audience will go mental. And it does say it there very clearly in print. Mental. You've got this look like this hasn't worked, and I think I know why. Whatever it is, if you take it out, hold it up, show the camera there, like for a good 5 seconds, so everybody can read it. Whatever it is, just shout into the mic as well what it is.
Sorry, I've sealed it.
Oh, you've sealed it? OK.
Yeah.
Oh, God, the suspense.
No.
Christ.
The word is film.
The word is film, you did! There you go, keep on at that, you can have that if you like. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Luke. Thank you too, Luke. Luke and Nick! Thank you so much. I would She's coming back through. Amanda, love, stand up, your grandma, she's come back. All right, she's saying there's a number in your phone number, like a 5 or a 3 or a 9.
Yes.
Which one?
3.
3, that's what she's saying now. She's showing me a 3 very clearly. The others have fading away. There's not a 222 in the middle, is there, love? 222?
No.
No, that's what she's saying. There's not a 222 in the middle. It's another £40. You can sit yourself back down. Thank you. I'm sorry. Listen, if you've ever been to see a spiritualist medium, or particularly if you think you may go and see a medium at some point, I would love for you to come up on stage in the second half of this show and allow me to do a form of mediumship with you. So if this appeals to you and you are 18 or over, can you bring yourself to those stairs? In the interval, they'll bring you up when it's safe to come up. But first, I would love to give one of you a gift, but a real gift. The gift of a trance state. And this trance state will be such that for the brief amount of time that you are in it, it'll be the equivalent of spending a week at a really expensive, exclusive spa somewhere. So I'm only going to choose one of you to give you the full experience. But nonetheless, you can all take part in this and get a taste of it and feel what it's like, because it's so good for you and it feels amazing. So if you'd like to do it, please, stand up. Up you get. Up you get. Come on, feet flat on the floor. Stand yourselves up. If If you stand with your hands down by your sides, and stand with your feet about a hip's width apart, so you can stand quite solidly, quite comfortably. Good. Anybody watching this at home, this will not work on you at home, all right? You can watch the show quite safely. It won't have any influence on you at home, so don't worry about that. I'm not quite going to hypnotize you. It's a little bit different because I want you to be aware of it. That's the whole point, is that you enjoy it. Okay, good. So take a look at me. Take a deep breath right the way in now. Bring it all the way in, right the way in, and then let it out. Again, deep breath all the way in and out. And again, all the way in and out. Now, tense up the muscles in your feet and your legs. And with your eyes closed now, listen very carefully. You're keeping your eyes closed. In a moment, I'm going to count to 3 and click my fingers. When I do, you will go straight down into this sleep state. You'll remain standing. Your head will drop down, your breathing will become lovely and deep and rhythmical, and you can just sink straight down, still hearing and understanding everything. Here we go. Just go with it. I want you to enjoy it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Sleep. And as your head drops down, just let your whole body relax. And as you do this, I want you to imagine that you are walking down a staircase. And each step that you take on the staircase relaxes you more and takes you deeper. Each breath that you breathe relaxes you more and takes you deeper into this sleep, still hearing and understanding everything. And as you do this, I'm going to come down and talk to a couple of you. And the nice thing is it'll take me a couple of minutes to find a couple of you to talk to, which gives you plenty of time to just continue to sink and drift deeper and deeper down at your own rate and speed. That's really good. That's really good. Let me come across to talk to a couple of you as you continue down the staircase, each step taking you deeper. Each word that I say, relaxing you more and taking you deeper into that sleep. Excuse me, can I bring you out of there? Good. So I'm just going to talk to a gentleman here. I'm putting my hand on your shoulder. You'll know that I'm talking to you as you carry on sleeping. I'm going to bring your arm out here. We're going to lock it into place. So clench your fist and lock that arm tightly into place. Now tighter and tighter, locking it tightly into place. That's good. So tight. Now that when I take my hand away, it just carries on locking all on its own. Tighter and tighter into place. You see, the more you try to unlock it, the more it just keeps on locking. Tighter and tighter. That's good. Until I touch you on the hand again. And when I do, it'll be released. And as it comes down, you'll just sink and tumble and fall so deeply down into that sleep. Now, right the way down. I got you right the way deep and right the way sound asleep. Just drifting and sinking down. That's really good. Excellent. Very good. Thank you. So in a moment, I'm going to count backwards from 3 to 0. And this will wake you up. It'll bring you up and out of the sleep. And very importantly, I'm talking to you all as a group, but I'm also talking to each of you as an individual. I'm talking to the deepest part of your unconscious mind. 3, here we go. Waking up has never felt so good. 2, and 1, and when you are quite ready to be fully wide awake for the rest of the evening, 0, you can open your eyes, come back to us, be fully wide awake. Take a look around you. Feels good, doesn't it? Enjoy that. Nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hi, hello, great. So, take a seat. Apart from you, what's your name?
Adam.
Adam, lovely to meet you, Adam. Give Adam a big hand. Could you take this off? Just put that on your chair in front of you. Give Adam a hand as you bring him up. Up you come, Adam. Lovely, up you come, Adam. Thank you. The rest of you can take a seat for me. Thank you, Adam. All of you, please, as I'm bringing up Adam, can you all please take a look? All of you at both of your neighbours. Very quickly, people on both sides of you. Everybody do that for me now. Even if you don't know them, just a quick look. Thank you, Adam. I'm going to stand you there facing the front. Thank you so much. A quick look to people on both sides. If either of your neighbours is still asleep, now's a really good time to let me know. Put your hand up and make a fuss, otherwise I will presume everybody is wide awake. Good. So is it Adam? Adam, nice to meet you. Thank you. Look at me now and just sleep. Right the way back down, right the way deep. I got you. Right the way sound asleep. Just drifting and sinking and floating and spiralling. That's good. My voice just there in the centre of your head. One thing that really interests me about this fact that we are trapped inside our own heads, that we're the centre of our own worlds, is that we tend to think that problems in life are real and solid and permanent. The reality is, those same things, just viewed from a different perspective, can suddenly seem temporary and flimsy somehow. And Adam, you're really good at this. And every time I put you back into this sleep, you are going to go deeper, it'll be richer, it'll be more enjoyable each time that you do this. But for now, I want you just to slowly reorientate yourself back to the room. You'll feel yourself waking up, you feel that refreshment moving up through you. When you're quite ready, you can open your eyes and come back to us. Excellent. Thank you, Adam. All right, so let me show you this here. This is something you can all do with each other. You need to get yourself a box that you can put your hand through. I can just do it a little more quickly with Adam because I know he'll be very responsive to this. Adam, I'm going to put something in this box. I don't want you seeing what it is. So if you don't mind, just face the front and just close your eyes, just so you can't see. It's nothing unpleasant. It's a very ordinary household object. I just don't want you seeing what it is. Okay. Okay, Adam, you can open your eyes now for me, thank you. Can you put your hand flat on top of the box? Maybe take a sideways step towards it as well. Please don't look at what's in there. Thank you. All right. So in a minute, I'm going to get you to lower your hand into the box and find the object. You will probably tell what it is pretty quickly, but it's not really about you identifying it. This is just about you paying attention to kind of the sensations that you get and how you interpret them, okay? So lower your hand in for me. Find the object. First question, how would you describe the temperature of that object?
Room temperature.
Room temperature, yeah. Good. And if you squeeze it, would you say it was sort of soft or hard or squidgy or?
Slightly pliant.
Slightly pliant, okay.
Hard, yeah.
Very good. Now you're lifting it up. Is it light or heavy?
It's light.
Can you tell what it is?
Apple.
It is indeed an apple. Great. So leave the apple where it is. Bring your hand up for me, Adam. That's great. Thank you. Hand by your side again. Would you close your eyes again for me, please? Just face the front. Thank you. Good. You're doing great. This time, I'm going to cover the front of the box so none of you see what it is. So you keep your eyes close to me as well. Good. Give me just a moment. You're doing great, Adam. Okay, you can open your eyes for me. Hand on top of the box again. This time, we'll do it a little bit differently, and I would invite you to join in with this if you like. I want you to think of something in your life, Adam. I won't ask you what it is. Something that makes you feel, something that feels like it's big and getting on top of you at the moment. Feels like it's weighing you down. You think of something? Good. All right. Now, whatever you're thinking of, if you run it through in your mind like a sort of a movie, as you sort of think it through to get those feelings, you'll notice you make that movie screen up here. You make it big and on top of you, which is why it feels like that, all right? Now, if you shrink that down to the size of an iPad, and then bring that down here instead, and take a look at it there instead, Adam. Now watch the same thing, but on that little screen instead. No longer feels like it's getting on top of you, because now you're on top of it. Same thing, but a very different perspective. In fact, as you watch it there now, you can start to feel a real feeling of stability and confidence moving through you. Very different feeling as you watch it. And that can expand up into your chest and shoulders. That's good. It can feel really good as you start to feel like a giant, towering above this thing that used to feel like a problem. As you feel like a colossus, towering above this stage. Good, solid and confident, that's good. Lower your hand into the box now and look at me, fingertips. All right, just with your fingertips, find the object, just very gently. Try and keep looking at me as you do this. Find it in the middle there. First question, as you move your fingers along it, is what would you say it's made of? A guess.
Metal.
Metal, good. Now just get a sense of the shape of it, move your fingertips along it, perhaps you can tell what it is. What do you think?
A spoon.
A spoon. What sort of spoon, Adam?
Tablespoon, silver spoon.
Like a big one or a little one?
Little one.
Little like a teaspoon?
Yeah, teaspoon, yeah.
Teaspoon?
Yeah.
Great, okay, you leave that teaspoon where it is, then look at me, just bring your hand out, leave the teaspoon where it is, bring your hand out of the box. Good, excellent, lovely. Face the front, close your eyes again for me, just close your eyes. I'll show you all the teaspoon that he was feeling. I just don't want you seeing, so do keep your eyes closed. As he was feeling confident, feeling like a giant, this was the teaspoon that he felt. All right, you're doing great, just keep your eyes closed, me, Adam, but you are doing brilliantly. I'm going to cover the front of the box again so you can't see. I'll put one more thing in there. This is a slightly trickier object to get in, so give me just a moment with this one. Yeah, on. Okay, keep your eyes closed. It's a little longer, Adam. Open your eyes for me. Hand on top of the box. This time, you're going to think of something that makes you feel warm and safe and cozy. Anything you like in life. Could be a person or a place or a memory or something that makes you feel nice and warm and safe and cozy. You got something? Okay. Whatever you're picturing there, just bring that image in a little closer. Make the colours softer and fuzzier. That's lovely. Just keep that feeling there. And look at me again. Lower your hand into the box. Very gently this time. Absolute fingertips, all right? Absolute fingertips. Find the object. And then really gently, maybe let your hand move underneath it a little. Let it move onto your hand a little. Get a sense of, would you say it's light or heavy? What would you say now?
Light.
Again?
Light.
Light, very good. Now, a more complicated shape this time, Adam. So take your time with it. You might be able to get a sense of what it is. If you take your time and feel the shape of it and the contours, what do you think it is?
Glove.
A glove?
Yeah.
What sort of glove? Like a woolly glove or a leather glove or
a woolly glove.
A little louder, please.
A woolly glove.
A woolly glove, great. You leave that woolly glove where it is then, please. Bring your hand out for me. Bring your hand out, very gently, let it, good, lovely. Hands by your sides, close your eyes again for me. Thank you, and I'll show you all the woolly glove that he was feeling. I just don't want you seeing again. sir. So we can get that. So thank you. Could you take that for me? Lovely. Great. Thank you. Open your eyes. Face the front for me. Good. Clearly an odd reaction for you, I realise. Thank you. Clearly they were seeing something there that you weren't seeing. I realise that. But I'm sure your friends will explain to you what happened when you join them again. Come forward for me. Point is, you're very good at this, Adam, right? And I'd like to give you this trance state as a gift. But this is going to happen in the interval. Is that all right?
Oh, yeah.
Who are you with here tonight?
My mum and my sister.
Your mum and your sister. Okay. What's your mum's name?
Christine.
Christine. All right. I might talk to her in a moment. Have you got a mobile phone on you at the moment?
I do.
Okay. I'm going to take that for a moment. Yeah. I will give it to your mum in just a second as well. Thank you. All right. Could you sit yourself up here for me? You happy to do this in the interval? Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Lovely. Okay. We'll look after your mum and sister. We'll get them a drink as well. We'll make sure they're taken care of. Just swing your legs around for me. And then lay back as well. So we'll check the pillows in the right place and you're comfortable and just get yourself comfy. All right? And put your legs out and good. Now sit yourself straight back up. Happy get. Lovely. So, so Adam, this trance state now we're going to do, it only exists for your benefit. It's the only reason for doing this. This is a completely private and personal thing for you now. Bring your finger up for me like this. Just point your finger. Good. So in a moment, I'm going to touch my finger to yours. When I do, your eyes will close. You'll go back into this trance state, and your trance journey will begin. Are you ready? Good. I'll see you on the other side. Excellent, Adam. That's really good. Thank you. And Adam, you can now just sleep. And as you sleep, you can drift and sink back down that staircase. As you sink deeper, everything else happens 100 miles away. And just to make sure that your experience is really kept quite separate and private and detached, we're placing a sort of cocoon around you, just to make sure that your experience is kept quite separate as you sink deeper and deeper down into that trance state. And everything else happens 100 miles away as you continue down that staircase. That's really good. So I can talk to all of you, and Adam can hear me. It just doesn't distract him as he sinks deeper down into his trance state. His mum, Christine, could you stand up for me? Where are you? Over there somewhere, I guess. Hi, Christine. So I'm going to ask you to draw a picture. There's a couple of things that are important, so please, I want you to understand this. First of all, it needs to be a drawing of something that is a real-world physical object, something you could actually touch, as opposed to just like a geometric shape or a design or something like that. Does that make sense? Okay, and if there's anything else that you just think that Adam might think that you personally would draw for some reason, then ignore that as well. All right. Can you think of something suitable now? Yeah? Perfect. All right. Whatever you draw, there's a guy with a pen and paper at the side there. When you've drawn it, Christine, can you write underneath what it is? Then you won't worry about how accurately you've drawn it as well. So write what it is, but don't let anybody see, including the guy with the pen and paper and none of the cameramen or anything like that either. When you've done it, remember, write underneath what it is and then seal it in an envelope. You should have an envelope there as well. Thank you, Christine. If you can go and do that for me now. Thank you. So while Christine's doing that, let me explain what's going to happen next. We're going to take an interval. If during this interval you would like to come up on stage in the second half, if you have a genuine interest in the possibility of mediumship, please bring yourself to the bottom of the steps on that side there. They will bring you up in the interval when it's safe to come up. When you do come up, take a look at Adam. He's sleeping quite soundly. And then come and sit yourself down. Did that give you enough time to draw your picture, Christine?
Yeah.
Great. Could you bring yourself up here for me? Thank you. Great. So first of all, I'm just going to give you Adam's phone. I just took off him up there, so you've got that. Thank you. And could you write your name for me? In big letters, you can lean on this if you like, but just right where you've sealed it, right across that join, so you know it can't now be tampered with, right across the join. Thank you, Christine. Lovely, thank you. I'll put that there. Thank you, and you take his phone. Thank you. So come over here for me. Come and take a look at your son, who's sleeping quite soundly. There's a couple of things I need to ask you to do, and they're both really important, all right? First thing is, you have to keep that a secret. Now, no one saw what you drew, did they? No, great. So please keep it a secret. Don't even tell your daughter that you're with here as well. Absolute secret. The other thing is, every 2 or 3 minutes throughout the interval, can you please remember, in your head, just say to yourself, Adam, I drew a... And then whatever it is, as if you were kind of whispering in his ear what it was. But that isn't out loud. That is just silently in your head. But you must do it. You promise to do that, even though that sounds a bit odd. All right, lovely. Thank you. Well, there'll be an usher to take a drink order for you both, and we'll make sure you're taken care of. But thank you so much, and I'll speak to you in the second half. Thank you, Christine. So I'm hoping that while Adam sleeps, that he'll be able to intuit at some level what his mother has drawn and sealed into that envelope. That's really good, Adam. You can just continue to sink and drift down, even more deeply into the sleep, as you find yourself now in a beautiful garden. And as you lay on the grass, and as you feel the warmth of the grass beneath you, and then the fresh air as the breeze blows through the garden, keeping the temperature to the perfect level. And as you do this, I'm going to bring your hands up onto your chest, which will actually help you sleep even more deeply. So I'm going to bring them up here as you continue to sleep. Good. Thank you. Excellent. I just need to get to your stomach, so I'm just going to roll your t-shirt up a little as you sleep. I'm just going to bring this up here and tuck it in. Good. Thank you. Thank you. So I thought in this half of the show I would talk to you about some of my obsessions. 10 years ago, my father called me up to tell me he'd been diagnosed with cancer. And it turned out to be an early form of cancer. It was quite treatable, and 10 years later, he's fine. But at the time, I was quite shaken up by it. And I spoke to a few friends about it. And one girl that I spoke to, that I knew, said, you should take him to see the homeopath that my mum saw when she had cancer. He completely cured it. And I thought, a couple of things. First of all, I thought, yeah, your mum also had 6 months of chemotherapy, which you've just edited out of that story, but okay. And secondly, I know about things like homeopathy because they do interest me. There have been dozens of systematic reviews of all of the hundreds of tests that have been done on homeopathy over the years, proper tests. And we do know now for a fact that it doesn't work. We know that. The results are actually very clear, quite unambiguous. It doesn't work. It doesn't have any real effect. And I tried to nicely explain this to her, and she said, well, it is your dad, though. You could afford to be a bit more open-minded. Open-minded. Thank you. Stand just there. Thank you. Stay still. Hold your hands out. Lovely. In the Philippines, if you have cancer, there's a form of treatment available to you where the surgeon, without using any instruments or any knives, uses psychic vibrations to enter the body of the patient. So you will feel, Adam, a little bit of poking here for a moment, and then all of this just happens 100 miles away. That's good. And removes from inside any cancerous tumors or demonized parts. You okay? Yeah. Thank you. Would you sit yourself back down again? Thank you. Of course, it's a conjuring trick. It's a really ugly scam called psychic surgery. And sometimes, rather like with homeopathy, sometimes people do get better, surprisingly, either because they were just going to get better anyway, or because of the placebo effect, which just means that for some people with low-level conditions, their belief that this is actually going to help is enough to create a genuine improvement, which is great for those people. But clearly not the same as saying that this is an effective treatment or something that you'd want to use instead of medicine that does actually stand up to testing, let alone anything, sadly, that's ever going to help cancer. But hey, got to be open-minded. Being open-minded, it doesn't mean just believing everything because you'd like it to be true. Being truly open-minded is about being prepared to change your beliefs based on the evidence or the lack of evidence. Otherwise, you can be so open-minded that your brain falls out. Hold that thought. Going to come back to it. Thank you, Adam. That's really great. I'm going to bring this back down now. And Adam, you can now take all the time that you need to completely and slowly wake up out of the trance. You will feel this refreshment move right the way through you, right the way to the top of your head. And when you're quite ready, you'll find that your eyes will open all on their own, and you'll be fully back with us. Take all the time that you need. Hello. Hi. Just want to sit yourself up. Take your time. Just slowly sit yourself up. Don't worry about any blood on the sheets, that's fine. Just up you go. Swing yourselves around, just swing your legs around that way, and just pop yourself there for a moment. Let me get you some water. You've got a bit of a dry mouth. I'll get you a microphone as well. There you go. I haven't touched that one. There you go. Have that. Okay, can I just get this in there? Can I just move your leg there for a bit? So look, you were great. What's it like coming out of it? It feels pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bit sort of spaced out, but it feels good, yeah? There's a bunch of people up here behind you, by the way. This is the second half of the show now. So great. Listen, one thing. Do you remember this box? We could bring this box out again from Adam. You remember you had your hand in this box before. So look, if you look through the front, it's important you look. You'll see there's nothing in there. And you can all see from the back there's nothing in the box, right? So put your hand flat on top for me, Adam. So look, there's nothing in there, right? But in a moment you're going to lower your hand in. And as you do, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. And you will feel something inside the box. Something will come from the back of your mind, down to your fingertips. You'll be able to feel it in the box. You'll be able to describe it to me. And you'll do a really good job of describing that to me. So here we go. Lower your hand in now as I count. Look at me. 1, 2, 3. There you go. 4. That's good. 5. So your first question, Adam, is this thing that you're feeling, does it feel like something living or something man-made?
Man-made.
Man-made. Okay, good. All right, so take your time with it now. I just want you to carry on just describing to me what sort of surface. Can you tell what it's made of? Is it like solid? Is it plastic? Is it furry? What kind of surface are you getting?
Like plastic.
Like plastic, okay.
Yeah.
Can you describe maybe its shape to me, or what you're sort of, what's it like?
Cylinder.
Okay, great.
Yeah. But not really cylinder.
Go on. So it's sort of cylindrical, sort of, yeah?
Yeah.
Go on, so keep going, keep talking me through it. What are you feeling at the moment?
Spikes on the back. Or something like that.
So it's like cylindrical, but with spikes. Can you recognise it as being anything?
It feels a bit like a plane.
Oh, like an aeroplane?
Yeah.
Okay. What?
Yeah, just like a toy plane when you were a kid or something.
Okay. Well, can you find the wings? Are there wings on it?
Yeah.
Yeah? You're feeling them now?
Yeah, pointy things, yeah.
And so the spike, I guess, was like the tail fin of the plane. So does it point at the other end? Is there like a nose to it as well? Yeah. Can you feel windows? I mean, are you feeling like...
No.
You're not getting windows, okay, but you're getting the shape of the plane. So you've got the nose at the other end.
Yeah.
Do have a look at it as you're doing this, because it's really interesting. If you look at it, you'll see there's nothing, you know there's nothing there, I'm sure, but you can see. What's that like?
It's weird, man.
And you can all see from the back, there is nothing. You can see there's nothing in there. So is there anything else, or is it just an aeroplane?
No, I can just feel an aeroplane.
Okay. All right, well, why don't you leave the aeroplane where it is? Bring your hand out for us. That's great, Adam. Thank you. Yeah. So look, while you were asleep, your mum drew a picture and has been sending this to you sort of mentally, telepathically through the interval. Before we get too excited, it probably won't be an aeroplane, but there should be a good connection between the two. So it might be something to do with travel, it might be something like a car, or a lorry or a bus or something like that. We'll have a look and see what it is. But I chose your mum rather than your sister here as well, because you'll have the longest connection with your mum. So we'll see. Do you want to... Oh, Christine, you didn't tell anybody what this was, did you? No, great, okay. I'll let you have a look first, but I'm quite intrigued to see what this is. Maybe you can show the camera as well. Ooh, wow. That is absolutely spot on. Well done. Let me just show the camera again. That is an aeroplane. I'll show you back there as well. That is definitely an aeroplane. Thank you, Adam and Christine. Thank you both. It's really good. Mind how you go. Thank you so much. When we are at our most vulnerable, we do tend to stop thinking as rationally, and we tend to grasp at whatever feels like it'll give us comfort, which is fair enough, but it can be exploited. And there was a really important point, first put forward in the 18th century by a philosopher called David Hume, who said, extraordinary claims demand extraordinary evidence. And all that means is, if you are claiming something that's extraordinary, so something that flies in the face of science, like talking to the dead, for example, and you wish to be taken seriously, firstly, you have to come up with the evidence yourself to back up your own claim. It's not enough just to insist that other people have to try and disprove it, which you can never do. You can never prove that something isn't true. That's trying to prove a negative. So it wouldn't work anyway. So you've got to come up with the evidence yourself to back up your claim, and it's got to be really strong evidence because your claim is so strong. So if, for example, a magician saws a woman in half every night on stage during his show and then starts saying, that isn't a trick, I do it for real. I really do it. I take a woman, any woman, I can do it with any woman. I saw her in half, I use any saw. I pull her into two, and then I put her back together, and I heal her up, and I'm doing it for real. It isn't a trick, and he expects you to believe him. You would say, well, come on, you've got to come up with some pretty strong evidence that you're doing that for real. If you said that, and then he said, you want evidence? Come see my show. I do it every night. That doesn't count. That's not evidence. That's the very thing you're questioning, right? So you would say, well, no, that's all on your terms. Come do the same thing under controlled conditions, and then I'll absolutely believe you. That just means, you know, conditions that are fair for everybody. So if you say you can do it with any woman, we'll provide a woman. Great. If you say you can use any saw, let us provide the saw, and so on. And if you set all that up, and make it absolutely fair for everybody, and then he says, well, I'm not going to do it now because you're skeptical and the energy's all wrong, you can say, well, stop wasting our time, you big baby. So with that in mind, you're all up here because you have a genuine interest in the possibility of mediumship. I would love to show you how it is possible for me or somebody with a similar skill base to seemingly know things about people that you've known who have passed on without, and I promise you, any psychic ability, let alone any contact with the dead. Are you happy for me to do this, first of all? Yes? It won't be with all of you, it'll be with a tiny handful of you, but I hope nonetheless that you all take something from this, all right? And we don't know each other, do we? We do not know each other. For that reason, you've written down your first names on cards, which have been collected here in this bowl. So thank you so much for doing that. I'll be plucking your names out as we go along, so I don't know who I'm going to get. Thank you. And also, as we do this, I'm going to write things down on bits of paper, on cards, rather, which will get projected up onto the wall behind you. Please don't look at what I've written. I'll show you, but only after you've given your answers. And just have a quick check. It's always worth doing this nowadays, that I'm not wearing any sort of earpiece. Can you see in my ear there? Nothing there? Happy with that one too? All right, it's important you know I'm not being fed any information. Not that it would help me anyway, all right, as you'll see. Okay, with that in mind, let's begin. There is a lady stood on the stairs at the moment. About halfway up, she's got her hand on the railing. She's wearing like a pinky blue jumper with a V-neck, probably in her 50s, maybe. I'm going to ask her to come down. Yeah. Okay. She says she's coming through. She's coming through for a lady with a name begins with an R. Rian, or Rebecca. Is there a Rebecca, or is it? Are you Rebecca? Could you stand up for me? Maybe she's coming through for you. Let me just. If you can stay right there, that's fine. You can stay where you are. Let me just give you that. Could you take that back? Thank you. All right. So this is a lady in her 50s. Is there anybody that you, first of all, don't say who it is. Is there somebody you can think that this maybe could be a lady in her 50s that you would have met? It would be somebody that you would know.
Yeah.
Someone come to mind? Okay. Well, she give me a name. Hang on, let me just try and get this. I'm guessing she might have been perhaps, I don't know, maybe grandmother or something like that, or, yeah. Do you know, what was your grandma's name?
Lillian.
Again?
Lillian.
Lillian. Okay, well, I sort of got Lucy and Lily, so I mean, I think this is probably her. So I think, so Lillian is, she's nodding her head, So Lillian is coming through now for you, Rebecca, so that she can say things to you through me that I couldn't know as proof that she's coming through, all right? It isn't proof, Rebecca. It isn't even the flimsiest form of evidence. It simply doesn't count because these are not controlled conditions for such a claim. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, but nonetheless, she's saying... Yes. Okay. She's asking if you got the letter. She's saying, she's asking, did you get the letter, is what she's saying.
Yeah.
Obviously this means something to you. I wasn't sure what that was. What is it? What letter is she talking about?
Before she died, she wrote me a letter. Because I was only 1.
You were only 1? Oh, you were little. And so she wrote it for you to read?
Yeah.
So you did get it and you did read it?
When I was 18, she gave it to my mum and said, don't let her read it until she's 18.
Then that's what she's asking about. So she's asking about this letter as partly to ask and partly as evidence that she's coming through for you, which she isn't, and you understand that. So, look, she's just taking a step back now. I think this is all we're going to hear from her. Sometimes it is so brief. So I think you can probably take a seat for me now, Rebecca. Thank you very much. Let me just take a name out of here. There's a David on top. David, stand up for me. Thank you. If there's any other Davids, feel free to stand as well. Again, if you can pass the microphone back. And forgive me, David, if nobody comes through for you. Again, same thing, all right? If no... No, the lady is for you. Sorry. Okay, this is an older lady as well, possibly. Again, maybe grandmother, perhaps. Oh, I have a name. She says, you haven't known this woman, she's saying, for quite a long time. She can remember how old you were when you last saw her. If you did go to a medium, is there anybody you would hope would come through for you?
My grandma.
Your grandma. Do you know how old you were when you last saw her?
About 12.
About 12. What was her name?
Evelyn.
Evelyn. We have her here, right? She's right here. If I think back to my grandmother, I can remember like things that happened to her. Is there something you can remember or something you were told about your grandmother, something I could ask, something that wouldn't happen to everyone's grandmother or something not everyone's grandmother would have done?
Yeah.
Okay, if you can think of that for me, I'm going to ask her to tell me something, but what I find happens in these situations is that she will tell me exactly the same thing that you're thinking of because of the connection between you two at the moment, right? So let me ask her just something that happened when you would have known her. Okay, she's telling me, and she isn't telling me anything, you understand this? I'm making this up, I'm lying to you. She's telling me, I'm going to write this down here. Okay, slow down a second, 1 second. Hang on, I'm just going to, hang on a minute, and don't look behind you because it's up on the wall, but don't look, right? I'm just going to ask her for a bit more information about this. Got it, okay. All right. Where did your mind go? When I said for you to think of something that happened, what did you think of?
A story my mum told me about my mum and my grandma when they went on holiday.
Where did they go?
They went to Gibraltar. They went to Gibraltar.
What happened?
Well, I think they went to Spain, but they went to Gibraltar for a day trip.
What happened?
She got bit by a monkey on Gibraltar Rock.
This is precisely what she's told me. Again, I got bitten by a monkey at Gibraltar Rock. She's heading back. I'll tell you what, I've probably just got time for one more. Oh, no, I won't. No, somebody is pushing their way forward. Okay, okay, I have a lady, there's probably quite a forthright character in life, I would think. There's a lady in her 70s, I would think, early 70s, asking for, I'm sorry, for Georgia? Is there a Georgia or a Georgina? Could you stand up for me? Thank you. So this is a lady in her 70s. I was going to just get have you got the microphone? Can we pass the microphone across? So this is a lady in her 70s. Again, have a little think. I've got a name. She's given me some information about herself. She says, could this be grandmother as well, you're thinking?
Yeah.
She's got, how old, you may not know. Do you know how old your grandma was when she died?
I think she was 72.
And her name?
Doris.
Doris, okay. Again, we have her here, which we don't, all right? Is there something, she's saying, I've got a few people coming up on both sides now, which is making this a little bit tricky, but I just want to focus on Doris here for a moment. She's saying she got sort of brown hair, which is probably maybe unusual for a lady in her 70s, is that right? Yeah. She's not grey.
No.
Unusually, not grey hair. I can see her, she's very clearly here, which she isn't, again. I've got people coming up on both sides. She's saying she had a dog, that you'd remember her dog.
Yes.
Is that right? You'd remember her dog, you liked her dog. People coming up on both sides. I've got a lot of people, I think anybody now that any of you were hoping to contact, I now have coming up on stage. on both sides, as well as the deceased friends and relatives of 2,000 people behind me. I also have making their way up both sides up here onto the stage. They're all talking at the same time, but I want to get this right because they're all saying the same thing. So I just want to get this right. It's obviously important because they're all saying the same thing. Okay, thank you. All right, I've got it. They are saying if they ever get the chance to communicate with the living, they promise you they will not do it through some needy showbiz performer. They promise you that. No one has the right to trample on your memories of people that you've loved. It's just disgusting. Did you know her dog's name?
Zelda.
Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you so much for letting me do this. I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to ask, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8, 9. Can you 9 just stand yourselves down here? And can the rest of you head back? Thank you so very much for letting me do that. Please give them a hand as they go back. Thank you so much. What's your name? Emma. Nice to meet you, Emma. And you are? Johnny. Emma and Johnny, let's go. Johnny, can you stand behind that table there for me? Thank you so much. Can the rest of you just gather around me here? I just need you to check something, and it's so important. I know I've said this once, but I want you to check again that I'm not wearing any kind of earpiece. Stick your fingers in, have a proper look. Go on. Have a proper look. Go on. Oh, you're actually doing that. People don't normally bother. Yeah, go on, stick your fingers in, have a proper look. It's so important you know now that what's happening, that I'm doing for real, right? I'm not being fed any information. 2 years ago, I started a memorization project in anticipation of the finale of this show. I memorized 2 iconic works of British fiction. The first one I learnt was this, the complete works of Shakespeare. I learnt these, I have memorized these, this particular edition as well, pretty much word for word. So that's the first thing, complete works of Shakespeare. Any Americans in the audience? Very famous novelist. Next iconic work of British fiction are our bus timetables. I've learned number 1 to number 799, so nearly 800 bus routes. And just the routes, just the stops, not the times as well, otherwise that'd be mental. Was it Johnny as well? Was it? Johnny, thank you. So Johnny, there's a horn here which will be sounding in a minute, pressing the button at the top, a bowl of rice, and some talcum powder. So knock yourself out. I'll explain those in a minute. Can you gather yourselves around here, so you've each got a bowl in front of you. Just 4 down this side, 4 down that side. Lovely. Thank you very much. Yeah, just bring yourselves around, 4 on each side. Thank you so much. The bowls all have dice in. You have 1 die each. So if you give them a few rolls, just so you're happy they're all regular dice and so on, which they are. While you're doing that, in the audience, if you have calculators, can you please turn them on for me? Turn on your calculators. If you have an iPhone, please turn it landscape. This is really important. It'll open up the scientific mode. It means you can deal with longer strings of numbers, which you will need. Thank you, good. Next, a couple of Rubik's Cubes. I'm going to hand them out on this side. If you get them, we'll maybe start towards the back. If you just mix them up and just pass them forward. Thank you so much. Would you mind taking them? Thank you. Just make sure people pass them forward when you from the back. Lovely. And if you end up with them here at the front, can you stick them just sort of here on the top for me? Thank you, so I can grab them. Good. Okay, while that's going on this side, I'd like somebody to write down a 10-digit number. If somebody can write down a 10-digit number for me, please. Thank you. So Usher, please, pen and paper. That'd be lovely. So while they're writing down a 10-digit number, we are going to use these dice to generate an 8-digit number. So basically, we'll roll them in a minute again, and I'll take a line down this side and then back up this side. So at the moment, it would go 3, 2, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 2 would be our 8-digit number. So pick them up for me. We're going to roll them again. This time when we roll them, though, I'm going to write whatever we get on this board up here, and you have to write this number. You have to put this number into your calculators. So get ready to type in this next 8-digit number, all right? So go on, give them one more roll. Take whatever we get this time. So the first one is 4, yes? So 4. The next one?
6.
6. Next?
3.
3.
2.
2.
6.
6. Make sure you're typing these in.
4.
4.
2.
2.
2.
Is it 2, 2 at the end? You're both 2. Yeah, lovely. 2, 2. All right, so make sure you got that. 4, 6, 3, 2, 6, 4, 2, 2. Make sure you have that typed in. Brilliant. You've generated a random 8-digit number. You've done it perfectly. You may now head back and watch the rest of the show from your seats. But thank you so much. Please give them a hand. That way, if you don't mind, our random number generators. Okay, here we go. When I was at secondary school, I was a member of the music school gang, also known as the Puff Gang, less charitably by the rest of the school. And around this sort of age, so kind of like sort of 15, 16, that kind of age, I I thought that I was, / really, this is sort of 15, 16. Is that the Rubik's Cube's back? It is, thank you so much. Hang on. Rubik's Cubes are back. Thank you. All right. Good. Thank you for that. Yes, good, lovely. So, around that age, 15, 16, I thought that I was, / really wanted to be, Ren McCormack. Any of you know Ren McCormack? Ren McCormack was the Kevin Bacon character in the film Footloose. It was very popular at the time. It's kind of how I saw myself at that age. This kind of infamous outsider figure, earning the respect of his peers through the gift of dance. And here I am at the age of 15, rocking the sateen trousers. Hope you enjoy them. And I did have a nickname at school as well. It wasn't Ren or Footloose or anything. It was quite simply Dick Brain. Was my nickname as well. Thank you for laughing and bring it all back. And I was called Dick Brain because I could do things like a Rubik's Cube behind my back and mental maths tricks and human calculator stuff and that sort of thing. So I thought I would show you how I earned the title Dick Brain at school. So, Johnny, can you pick up the horn for me? In a minute, you are going to sound that horn. It's the button on the top. When you do, a countdown will start. So I normally do this in 10 minutes, but I'm going to try tonight to do it in 9.5, just to kind of beat my own record. The last minute will come up as a countdown on the back wall. When that countdown reaches 0, that is the end of the show. All right, there's no encore. There's no, it just finishes. That's the final moment of the show, and that gets to 0. And I think we have everything in place. The Rubik's Cubes are back. Thank you for doing that. We have a number generated by the dice. Hopefully now someone's got a 10-digit number they're hanging on to, and Johnny has the horn. Good. Okay. When I give you the signal, in a minute, nice and loud and clear. Actually, sorry, man. Or a lot of you will still be at school, or college, university even, if you are a bit of a dick brain, or you're just made to feel like one every day when you go in, can I just promise you that all of those really cool kids, the sporty cool guys and the skinny pretty girls, all grow up to have the most boring adult lives and jobs, because they never had to forge their own path when they were younger. They never had to find their own way when they were little. And if you are having to do that now, it is tough. But I promise you, you grow up to have the most brilliant and creative adult life. Yeah? Who ever heard of a musician or an artist who just fitted in really easily at school? Nobody. So dick brains unite. Yes? Okay, thank you. Johnny, sound the horn on the count of 3. I was going to... Sorry, put it down. That's fine, thank you. Put it down. Okay, first dick brain trick. Don't look at them, but it's the numbers behind me on the board, the 8-digit number. Don't look at them. Look at me for a minute. Can you remember the 8-digit number generated by the dice without looking at them? Okay, you can look at them now. The number is 463-26422. Backwards, 22462364. Most of it would have all is to alternate, so give me a big shout if this is right. First, last, second in second, in third in third, I'll end up in the middle. It goes 4, 2, 6, 2, 3, 4, 2, 6. Yes? Yes, thank you so much. Jesus. Thank you. Next dick brain trick is the memorized bus route. So look, these first 3 digits of our 8-digit number will give us the bus route, all right? 463. Do you want to look it up? It's in the blue book. 463. Now, you do not have a 463 round here, or at least not one that I know. 463 I'm doing here is nearer London. Can you stand in front of the mic for me with it, please? So if I get this right, just shout out nice, clear yes into the mic. The first stop of 463 bus route is Coulsdon South Station, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. And I have done this. So here's how you can do it. And by the way, you can feign enthusiasm if you like, Johnny. I've learned 800 of these. Here's how you can do it. You link pictures together. You turn everything into a picture that you can visualize, and you link it to the next thing. So you have to turn the number into a picture as well. So that's a little bit more tricky. You do it by turning each digit into a letter, and then you make a word out of the letters. So 4, I use an R, because there's an R at the end of 4, right? I use an R. 6, I use a P, because it looks a bit like a P sort of on its side, like a P. And 3, I use an M, because it looks like a 3 on its side, right? So you've got RPM. You make a picture from that, either by adding vowel sounds to make a word, or I just use a record player, because it's RPMs, right? So my image that gives me the first bus stop is a record player, but as it's going round, it's making a fan move. It's sort of operating a fan that is cooling It's cooling like a little den, like a work den in a station, right? This is a weird image, but it gives me cools, den, station, right? It gives me Coulson Station, which is the first stop. Now, to continue, I just continue with this story in my head. I link to the next image. Nicholas Lyndhurst from Only Fools and Horses, the actor, walks out of the station and down the road. Next stop is Lyndhurst Road, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he walks out to a big clock tower, which is being mounted by some animals. That's it, isn't it? It's Clock Tower Farm, but it's a place called The Mount in Clock Tower Farm.
No.
Pardon?
No.
Clock Tower Farm, The Mount.
It's close.
Clock Tower Farm, The Mount. That is what it is. What does it say?
Clock House Farm.
Clock House Farm, The Mount. All right, sorry, okay. All right, then he goes up to it and he paints it green. Woodcote Green is the next stop.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just going to rattle through these now. Shout yes for each one that's right, okay? It goes Wallington Station, Forecourt.
Yep.
Wallington Green.
Yep.
Beddington Church.
Yep.
Beddington Asda.
Yep.
Beddington Lane, Jessop's Way.
Yep.
Mitcham East Station.
Yep.
The Wide Way.
Yeah.
Finishing at Pollard's Hill at 6:28 in the morning?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. I've done this, all right. Good, thank you. All right, next one. Next is how you apply this. So, here's how you apply it. Pick up the book for me. This is The Complete Works of Shakespeare. Turn to page 264. They should teach this stuff in schools because it's exactly what you need when it comes to regurgitating information, which is what we need for exams, sadly, nowadays, right? I knew this stuff when I was little, and I don't mean to show off, but I got one of the top marks in the year in the country for English A-level precisely by using this technique. Have you got it? Page 264?
Yeah.
All right, so first word on that page. Have a look at it for me. The first word on page 264 is... First word is the word hearts.
Yeah.
Yes. If I can see it, it goes hearts, comma, and hymen did our hands, new line, unite, co-mutual with most sacred bands.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. I have done this for real. Actually, could go to another page. Just do another page. Got a bit of time. Just give me any other page. What have you got? What are you looking at? What are you looking at?
453.
453. Just look at page 453. Top one on the page. I'll just give it to you quickly. Is the word 453. Birds.
Yeah.
Let me give you the last one on the page. Just quickly get the last one on the page is... Birds, my fairy lord, this must be done with haste for nights with dragons. Horses.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'll let your head now. Thank you very much. Draw it that way if you don't mind. Johnny, everybody. Thank you so much. Please, you're enjoying it. Next is the rice. This is a bit of a weird one. The rice, right? 22. I have to pluck out 22 grains of rice from the bowl in one go. Okay, so just to explain, if I got home early from school, and my parents were still at work, I'd go next door to Auntie Gwen's house, used to call her Auntie Gwen, and I'd ask to play with the rice. And she'd bring out like this big bowl of rice, or a big jar of rice rather. She'd be in the kitchen, she'd call out numbers, and I'd have to pluck out that number of grains of rice in one go. I got really good at it. And then I stopped doing it because of the whole dick brain thing, right? But years later, when I was coming up with ideas for this show, I thought you might want to see this. So, for your entertainment, I will pluck out 22 grains of rice from the bowl, not 21, not 23, ladies and gentlemen, but 22 grains of rice from the bowl in one go. All right, so dick brain facts about 22. There are 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet. There are 22 cards in the tarot deck. Joseph Heller wrote the book Catch 22 in 1961. It became a popular film in 1970. Was top of the cinema charts for 5 weeks. Paul Weller wrote the album called 22 Dreams, which contained 22 songs, including one called 22 Dreams. So there you go, some dick brain facts about 22. I do have to talcum powder my hands, otherwise the rice just, kind of sticks and I don't have any control at all. I'm a little bit sick of hearing people say, oh, you just had the rice there and you've just put in the rice in your hand. So, could somebody stand up here, just so you can verify, this is just talcum powder. Can you see that? Yeah. That's all that is. I'm not putting any rice in my hands. Are you happy with that? It's just so the rice doesn't stick. Yes? Yeah, lovely. Okay, thank you. Good. All right, so 22 grains of rice from the bowl. Okay, here we go. Come on then. Come on, 22 grains of rice. Come on. Do it for mummy. Here we go. 22 grains of rice from the bowl. Here we go. 22 grains of rice from the bowl. 20... got one wrong. I'm one out. Let me just move the bowl so you can see them. I'm one out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm one out. 7, 8, 9... 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. There it is. 22 grains of rice. Thank you, Auntie Gwen. Good. Thank you so much. Thank you. Next. Next is the human calculator. Human calculator, adding up numbers faster or as fast in my dick brain as you can on a calculator. Somebody got a 10-digit number now. Is there an usher with that person? Can you give me a wave if you've got a torch? Lovely. Hopefully you've got a microphone as well. So can this person, you're going to call out your 10-digit number in a moment. Now, you all have this number in your calculators, 463-26422. Press plus. You're about to add to this number, generated by the dice, a 10-digit number written by somebody in the audience. All right? So when you get this, type it one digit at a time, then press equals, so you add them on your calculators. I'm going to add them in my dick brain. Here we go. First number, please. Go, nice and clearly. Off you go.
7.
7. Next.
9.
9. Make sure you're all getting these.
2.
2. Keep going.
9.
9 again.
9.
9.
9.
9. Here we go.
7.
Oh, okay. 7.
2.
2. Yep.
4.
4. Last one.
6.
6. Press equals. The total is 7,976,323,668. Am I right? Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. Good. Thank you. Next. I just run out of time. I did the extra page in the book. That's my fault. Okay, I was showing off. No, I can't do 2 Rubik's Cubes behind my back in a minute, so I will do 1 Rubik's Cube. Maybe not this one. I'll do the other one. Whoever did these is a fucking sociopath, you can tell. Okay, but behind my back, all right? Behind my back there. Here we go. Behind my back. 1 Rubik's Cube behind the back. Here we go. Went to see Derren Brown.
30 seconds.
How was he? Yeah, he was all right. What was his big finale? He did a Rubik's Cube. What a dick brain. Yes, he was, actually. It's funny you should say that. 1 red cross there, green cross at the bottom, L shape there, 20. Red L shape, that's it. Done. Yes? Yes? No, I have.
10.
I have. Look,
9.
I've matched
8.
that side to that
7.
side. Can you see that?
6. 5.
And I've matched that
4,
side to that side,
3,
and that side to that
2,
side, and that side to that side, and those two match there, and those two match there. That's how a dick brain does a Rubik's Cube. I'm a dick brain. I'm Derren Brown. Good night. She's coming back through. Amanda, love, stand up, grab the microphone, love. Your grandma, she's come back for the end of the show, so I need a nice clear yes or no from you, right? It's going to be loud and clear. She's saying, I need a yes or no from you. Your phone number, is it... Oh. Is your phone number, is it... Oh, is your phone number 07976 323668?
Yes.
Yeah, fuck me, I'm real. Good night.